parties, which are the DMK and the AIADMK, would want to be seen as pulling his government down because they don't want to, of course, have a situation where the government falls and then what happens next? The next scenario is there are re-elections, right? Will any of these parties want to go into a re-election after having brought Vijay's mandate down? I don't think so, because they're clever enough and they understand the real politics and the real mood on the ground. So Vijay has enough and more time to figure out the numbers. Currently, he has 112, 113, and he can take his oath, maybe not the ministers, but he himself, and then they can keep working on it by the time the assembly is convened, because more and more of these smaller parties are likely to come with him.
The other question is, Shivani, how stable does this scenario look like at the moment? So we've been putting the number game together, we've been piecing the numbers together. 5 from the Congress have come in so far, and if we were to look at other DMK allies, for instance, the 2 left parties with 2 seats each, also the VCK, and to an extent maybe the PMK. The PMK also decides to ensure that the 4 MLAs of their party merge with the TVK or extend support to the TVK. That is still going to look like a comfortable position, but they're not way past the majority figure, the magic number still. That is something that the AIADMK would have been able to provide. We've been breaking down details on how 35 of the winning MLAs, AIADMK MLAs, were looking at extending support to the TVK. Now, if the chorus there starts growing louder, do you think there can be a flip in the story or some sort of a twist in the coalition tail here?
So, at least 35 of the AIADMK MLAs will have to move, because the anti-defection law will come into effect if there is any less than 2/3 majority of the parliamentary board or whatever, or their, MLA board. So, if they were to want to split and go to TVK, they will have to take at least 35 plus of their MLAs, otherwise they will be disbarred. So that doesn't suit their purpose. Whether these MLAs who want to move to TVK are 35 or more, yes, murmurs are there, but AIADMK has been coming out to put these to rest. So I don't know whether that will pan out, but certainly there can be a scenario that Vijay is able to continue despite having a slim majority, just majority, or even lack of majority, because nobody else would be willing to be seen as denying him his chance as the next chief minister or of the mandate. So he could survive for a while, barring a scenario where after a year or 2 years, he becomes extremely unpopular, and we're looking way far ahead, and of course, this is all conjecture. Only then can his slim numbers come into question, because I don't see DMK or AIADMK questioning him. They have accepted the mandate with humility and said, let him govern the state for the next 5 years. But interestingly, Purnima, I want to come back to you. Rahul Gandhi is all set to attend this swearing-in tomorrow. Even Praveen Chakravarti has almost confirmed that Vijay has invited Rahul.
Well, sources say that Rahul Gandhi is likely to attend the swearing-in that's scheduled to take place tomorrow at the Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai. But this is also going to be one development that's going to be big, because this is also the first time that Rahul Gandhi and Vijay will be meeting post the Congress supporting TVK. So all eyes on that, but sources say that Rahul Gandhi is likely to attend this. This was confirmed by Congress leaders who were part of the key negotiations that took place to finalize their support for the TVK. So all eyes on the swearing in, because if Rahul Gandhi and Vijay come together, then we'll have to wait and see how the development pans out, and also how the DMK will view these developments, and the other allies of the DMK, including the left and VCK, will they continue to stay with the DMK, or whether they will leave the DMK isolated? All developments will take place within the next 24 hours. Going to be very crucial as far as Tamil Nadu elections are concerned.
Okay, so once the governor gives his nod, tomorrow's schedule will be finalized, and we'll keep coming back to you for that. Purnima, what I do want to understand from you, how this is playing out between the Congress and the DMK. So many reactions have come in. The DMK, remember, labeling the Congress as a backstabber, reminding the Congress of the several instances where MK Stalin stood by Rahul Gandhi while the entire nation, and they were obviously referring to the Bharatiya Janata Party, continued to mock Rahul Gandhi. So some reminders have been sent out by the DMK, but now reminders are being sent out by the Congress as well. Interestingly, there are several Congress leaders who are reminding the DMK of the 2014 parliamentary elections and are taking that pot shot at the DMK, saying that, you know, you forced us to contest the elections, you forced us to go solo back in 2014. So this happens in politics every now and then. Let's deal with it. Let's be open. Let's be welcoming to what's unfolding in Tamil Nadu. What overall ramification could this really have for the Congress-DMK tie-up? Because it has been, whatever said and done, a significant one in the state.
Well, Congress leaders we've been speaking to say that at the state level, yes, they are open to supporting the TVK, and they will have a post-poll alliance with the TVK and also be part of the coalition government. But they say that they also cite states like Kerala, where if you look at the INDI bloc, the left and the Congress are fighting it out in Kerala, but they are part of the INDI bloc, and therefore at the national level, the DMK and Congress can still continue to in fact be part of that INDI bloc. DMK and Congress at the national level can stay together. Only at the state level they will offer support to TVK. So that's something that Congress leaders are saying. When we asked them what about the 2029 Lok Sabha polls, what will happen then? They said 3 years is still a long way to go. For now, they say at the national level, DMK can still be part of the INDI bloc, but that's a decision that the DMK should take.
So Vijay is all set to meet the governor. He's already gone inside. Those are some of the visuals of his car reaching the Lok Bhavan earlier. In the meantime, clearly there are negotiations that are still on with the likes of the VCK, the PMK, the left parties. Left parties have suggested they will only be able to announce their decision by tomorrow. They were waiting for a cue from the Congress. But Purnima, for the benefit of our viewers, can you clarify where the discussion or the approach stands with both VCK and PMK? VCK certainly has been approached. Has the PMK also been approached? Because formally we haven't heard anything from them.
Well, formally even the TVK is not confirming, because as I said, the first option or the first best option for them is the left and also the VCK, because they have 2 seats each. But PMK sources say that they are internally holding a meeting to see if they should consider extending support to TVK. So that's an internal meeting, PMK sources say, will be discussed. There's a meeting to discuss whether PMK should go out and support TVK. But in terms of invitation, the TVK so far has not confirmed, which is similar to what the AIADMK said, that TVK has not invited them, but they are sending across a message to TVK that the ADMK MLAs may also be open to supporting them, and it's the TVK that should take a decision. If they are looking at stability, they need a party like the AIADMK. That's the statement that the AIADMK is sending across to TVK, even though they did not get an invite. PMK, we are told, is holding an internal meeting. TVK hasn't confirmed whether an invitation has been sent to the PMK. PMK sources say that they are also holding an internal meeting to see if they should go ahead and support the TVK. So we'll have to wait and see for more clarification from the TVK. But for the moment, the priority for the TVK is to get the left and the VCK on board. Will that happen? We'll get to know at least within the next 24 hours, we'll get an answer to this.
Okay, there's also another interesting update that Rohini is sharing with us. So we're going to be breaking down those details and flashing some of those pointers on our screens as well. Any minute now, this meeting could begin. And what we're learning, Purnima, Rohini sharing these details, that Vijay is likely to request the governor for a 10 a.m. oath-taking ceremony tomorrow. That's the time that the TVK essentially is looking at. In the letter, Vijay also claiming that TVK has enough support to prove the mandate during the floor test in the assembly as well, which is what we were talking. This story is going to fast forward to really proving the numbers in the assembly, and there's no hurry at the moment, at least TVK not in a rush, because they do have 108 MLAs, winning candidates already. They've managed to get another 5 from the Congress. Negotiations underway on other fronts as well. Purnima, quickly come in on this and tell us a little bit about Vijay's submissions and what's likely to happen, given that he's looking at 10 a.m. as the oath-taking ritual tomorrow.
Well, all eyes on how the meeting between Vijay and the governor will pan out, but it's the governor who will take that final call. But what we are given to understand is that they have the signatures of all the 108 MLAs, winning MLAs that they took yesterday at the Panayur office. So they have that, and now they are going to say that Congress is also supporting them. Apart from that, they'll also talk about how they've invited smaller parties, including the left and VCK, and they may buy time to prove that majority. Political analysts say that they can also run a minority government. All they need to do is, when the floor test happens, they should have the majority number. So if some of them are absent, some of the MLAs are absent, that can still help the TVK prove majority. So that is also the possibility. But TVK is going to inform the governor that within the next 2 weeks they will they will get the majority numbers, and they are going to say they are going to give an update to the governor on how many parties they have on board and how they are going to get the remaining 5 numbers, and can they get that number. So those will be discussed. All eyes on the meeting, and ultimately it's the governor who will take a final call. So by 4 p.m. there will be clarity on whether the governor agrees to the strategy of the TVK, whether they will go ahead. All eyes on what the governor decides after
there are
meeting
precedents.
Vijay.
As I was saying, there are precedents. The single largest party is usually invited to stake claim, and there are precedents where they have taken the oath and sworn in, subject to proving their numbers in the House. So Vijay's letter that is to be submitted to Governor Rajendra Arlikar in Tamil Nadu, detailed one where he has the signatures of all 108 MLAs endorsing him as their choice of the Chief Minister. It also explains that numbers that TVK has and the support they have to stake claim. Now Vijay will request the governor for a 10 a.m. oath as the time for tomorrow. In his letter, he claims TVK has enough support to prove the mandate during a floor test in the Assembly. Governor Arlikar will now, of course, take the final call, but doesn't look like anybody will stand in his way given the mandate. Nobody wants to be seen as opposing Vijay at this time. In fact, even when he hadn't won this mandate, even after Karur, for example, barring the DMK, despite that tragedy, barring the DMK, nobody was really willing to question Vijay. And after this mandate, I don't think that anybody will take that chances anymore. Let's see if we also have Rohini with us. She's getting us more of those details. Let's also go across to Shireen, my colleague, joining us. Shireen, Congress has made it clear they're going to be part of the next government. So this is not outside support anymore. They have completely switched from a DMK alliance to now a TVK alliance.
Absolutely, and this question was just a few minutes earlier was asked to Pawan Khera, who is the head of the Department of Communication, about how the DMK has been calling them backstabbing, how they overnight have decided to dump DMK and go with TVK, to which Pawan Khera said that it is unfair to say that we are running after ministerial birth, because for past 5 years we were with DMK, not even a single position in the board or chairman, not a single cabinet position was given to us. As far as TVK support is concerned, that is something that we have decided because a decision and a letter was sent to us, and we have decided to extend our support to the TVK. And the reason why we are going ahead with this is to make sure that the BJP doesn't come to Tamil Nadu, doesn't form a government in Tamil Nadu.
Fresh visuals on your screen now. This is Vijay entering the governor house. Look at the amount of people there who are there to welcome him, and this is the visual of him presenting the form or his letter to stake claim for the next government in Tamil Nadu, flanked by his party workers and others. Vijay has been felicitated by the governor as well, and now he's taking over that letter. So Vijay is all set to stake the claim. He says he has enough numbers. We want to be sworn in tomorrow at 10 a.m. and the rest of the numbers will be proven on the floor of the House if required. Whether that situation will arise at all or not is the big question. Currently, he has, of course, 108 of his own party plus 5 of the Congress. He tells the governor, we are being told that we have enough numbers to form the next government. They want a swearing in as early as tomorrow, 10 a.m. And preparations for that are already underway at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Well, what really are the odds at the moment that the VCK, both the left parties, in the next few hours, before 10 a.m. tomorrow, could also confirm that they're willing to extend support to the TVK? Unlikely that will happen, but those are negotiations that are ongoing as we speak. The TVK has approached the left parties, the VCK, yet to hear from them, but the Congress has extended full support to the TVK, and we saw those meet and greet visuals as well, following which Vijay left for the governor's house. He's currently at the Lok Bhavan, and these are the first images of the interaction on your screens. And as we're discussing, this is where Vijay has submitted a letter to the Tamil Nadu governor, a detailed letter wherein he's spoken of 108 MLAs endorsing him as their chief ministerial choice. Also speaks of how the TVK does have the support to form the next government with a full majority. And the Vijay in this letter, in fact, has spoken of how there are going to be numbers by his side during the floor test in the assembly as well. That's the reassurance that's coming from Vijay in that letter he submitted to the governor. Apart from this, of course, do remember 10 a.m. is the time that the TVK has sought. So Vijay requesting again via this letter that they're looking at the oath-taking ceremony anywhere close to 10 a.m. tomorrow. So a lot of celebrations could be witnessed. 10 a.m. tomorrow, Shivani, is going to be a very interesting day in Chennai. We're already seeing the venue where the oath-taking ceremony is supposed to take place. Preparations have begun. Rohini has been getting us several ground reports on how this is historic in so many ways. Absolutely. A man who made his formal entry into Tamil Nadu's political scape in 2024 did not want to fight the Lok Sabha elections, decided to solely focus on the assembly elections, has defeated the Dravidian duopoly of the DMK and the AIADMK, and he, viewers that you see on your screens, is the next chief minister of Tamil Nadu.
You can already sense the kind of mood on ground. Just look at the kind of welcome he has got. Yes, this is a political opportunity, so there is a lot of propriety involved. But from those, that bouquet to welcome him, everybody wanting to felicitate him, to welcome him, the police officers, security officers, the governor house, staff, etc. Already, I think in the public's mind, he is the chief minister. He's not just the next chief minister. Hasn't taken oath yet, but the aura of Vijay has significantly increased since that mandate, even though it fell short of a majority and a simple majority. Already he was a larger than life kind of a figure in Tamil Nadu and beyond Tamil Nadu as well. And now with this mandate, his persona has become so big, because unlike former actor turned politicians, Christine, they had either spent a lot of time in politics in Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh and then gone on to win big mandates. Vijay has managed to do this with barely 2 years of a party forming, no formal cadre, others, and fighting an election for the first time with no alliance either. He refused to get into alliance, although there was speculation he wanted to come along with the Congress. The Congress, of course, ruined those chances now.
Interesting you say that, Shivani, because apart from NTR, let's not forget that he was the only actor politician who stepped into the political arena, within 9 months swept to power. So, possibly an exception there, but yes, Vijay nonetheless has achieved a remarkable feat. I do want to go across to Purnima and Sharon joining us with more details. Purnima, we're keeping up with these first visuals of that interaction between Vijay, all set to take oath as the next chief minister of Tamil Nadu, interacting with the governor. Any more details that we have on the interaction so far?
Well, in a short while from now, we'll know if the governor has agreed for the swearing in that TVK plans for tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Nehru Stadium. What we are given to understand from sources is that currently Vijay, along with leaders including Sengotian, Adavarjun, Arun Raj, CTR Nirmal Kumar, Busi Anand, all of them are there along with Vijay to submit the letter with 108 signatures of the TVK candidates and 5 from the Congress. We'll have to wait and see whether they will seek time, say 2 more weeks to prove the majority, saying that they've also invited parties like the left and the VCK, and they will wait for that update. And for now they'll swear in, but they will prove the numbers and seek another 2 weeks time. All those details awaited. Right now they are meeting. We'll get more clarity. and whether the governor will agree to the swearing in that they plan to do tomorrow. By 4 p.m. we will get more details, but as we speak, TVK is now chalking out its plan and how they are going to get the remaining 5 numbers with the governor. So all eyes on that crucial meeting that's underway at the Lok Bhavan in Tamil Nadu.
Yes, very interesting. Vijay seeming very confident as far as that meeting with the governor is concerned. The governor told us before all of these developments of the Congress coming together with TVK that yes, TVK has approached them to stake claim and they wanted an appointment. I asked them if you had the numbers, and you have to bring not just the fact that you think you have the majority, but also the fact that how many of the MLAs are willing to support you, because that's what matters. But like I said, in the past too, single largest parties have had the way to go and stake claim and then prove their numbers on the floor of the House. This has happened in Maharashtra, this has happened in Karnataka, this has happened in other states as well. Although in many of those occasions, if you don't get the numbers, then those governments that were sworn in as the single largest party or short of majority had to eventually resign or quit just before a floor test. That has also panned out. But of course, there are examples of the single largest party being allowed to come forward and stake claim even if they don't prove their majority just yet. They're given the time to go forward and formulate their numbers. Also in no confidence motions, for example, on the floor of the House, it's not necessary that MLAs have pledged support to you, but they may not vote against you. So what matters in that no confidence motion is not really the strength of your, your board or your council, but in how many people vote against you. Sharon is also joining us. Sharon, the Congress, of course, has announced they're going to be part of this new government, and that new government could be sworn in as early as tomorrow. But could there be any ministerships also decided just yet?
So, Shivani, there was a meeting last night where Rahul Gandhi, K.C. Venugopal, Mallikarjun Kharge and Girish Chalodkar, who was part of this meeting. And it was, in fact, expressed to the leadership that as far as support is concerned, it can be outside support or a ministerial berth that is being offered at this point. But at the same time, Mallikarjun Kharge said we have yet to decide whether we want to give outside support itself or are we actually willing to take the ministerial berth. So the sources, of course, have been saying they are still working on that ministerial berth, what is exactly the cabinet that is going to be given. But they are also emphasizing that as far as the support to TVK is concerned, it has nothing to do with ministerial berth, because for past 5 years, they have been with DMK and not a single position or post was given to the Congress party. So it was an unconditional support that they offered to DMK to keep the communal forces away. And this time also, they are willing to do that. But if the TVK is willing to give them 2 seats, the Congress party is more than happy to take that up. That's what Rahul Gandhi has said, that if they are offering, we are not going to shy away, we are not going to deny it. But at the same time, we are supporting them to keep the communal forces away from the state.
We're getting the first reaction from VCK chief now. Remember, they have also been approached, we are told, with their 2 MLAs to join the TVK front. Let's listen into what they have to say.
Joining us is VCK Chief Mr. Tol Tirumalavan. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. Did the TVK invite you and your party to offer support to them?
Yes, he wrote a letter to me to extend our support to form a government in Tamil Nadu. Not only for us, he has written letter to left party leaders also. They are going to discuss this issue in their state level committee, they told to the press. Like them, we are also going to convene our high level committee tomorrow morning. In this meeting, we will discuss the letter written by the president of TVK. So after the discussion among our frontline leaders, we will decide and inform to the press.
But how do you see Vijay's performance? Are you open to considering, helping Vijay form the government? Or what is the sense that your
So
party...
before consultations with our frontline leaders, I cannot say whatever it is. But one thing I can realize that Sri Joseph Vijay is not willing to get the support from PMK or AIADMK or any other party in BJP alliance. So this is one of the message to the people of Tamil Nadu that they are going to form a secular government in Tamil Nadu. So I feel he wants to form a secular government with the support of Congress and all other radical forces, left forces in Tamil Nadu.
Now Congress has supported him, and all the 5 MLAs have also gone, they've gone and met Vijay. And Vijay is one of the leaders who spoke about coalition government, giving opportunity, sharing of power. Would you be open to that? Would your leaders be open to the coalition government where you also get an opportunity to be part of the cabinet? Is that a positive sign? Do you welcome it?
I am already welcomed. I welcomed that the coalition government is needed in this juncture. From 2016, we, the VCK party, is emphasizing about the coalition government. So this is our main demand. Before elections,
These are visuals now coming in once again of the carcade, TVK Chief's carcade making its way out of the governor's residence, out of the Lok Bhavan. So the meeting has ended. We just broke down details, viewers, of the letter that's been submitted by TVK Chief Vijay claiming a support of 108 MLAs. Do remember, additionally, another 5 Congress MLAs, all of the winning candidates of the Congress this election in Tamil Nadu. That too, remember, stands confirmed with the appearance the Congress MLAs made at the TVK party office. And those were visuals of the carcade making its way out of Lok Bhavan. We've been breaking down details of that letter submitted by Vijay. The party is keen on oath-taking ceremony tomorrow itself. They've sought 10 a.m. as the time from the governor. What happens next? We'll be breaking down details once Rohini and Purnima share more on what the governor's response here is going to be, and really the story for tomorrow is going to be built around that. So how the governor responds frames what happens to the TVK going forward. In a comfortable position at the moment with the support of 5 Congress MLAs. We saw the meet and greet between all of those 5 Congress leaders. The Congress leadership has confirmed that they are extending full support to the TVK. Let's not forget, there's also news coming in on how Rahul Gandhi could also appear in Chennai. He could be in Chennai tomorrow for the oath-taking ceremony. So the big developments that have been trickling in the last couple of minutes, these are the visuals from inside the Lok Bhavan. We've seen Vijay's carcade exit the Lok Bhavan. So the next few minutes extremely crucial in getting more clarity on what happens next. But let's not forget, what you were listening to just a couple of minutes ago was the VCK chief's reaction. The VCK also, just with 2 seats, could play a big role. Each of these small parties, Rohini, will be playing a crucial role going forward. So between 113-14 to 118 plus, it all comes down to these small parties, isn't it? Give us a sense of what you made of that interaction between Purnima and the VCK chief as we keep up with these live visuals. The VCK, even though has a small share, could be looking at making big gains. That could be the party's strategy. Why would the VCK not confirm? Why are we looking at this wait and watch on their part?
Well, Purnima brought an all-important interview with all the power, because that is also the number, it's all about the number game, right? And in this particular thing that we're seeing with the TVK, every single number matters. Because not only do they need to cross the 118 mark, they also need to be in a comfortable position to ensure themselves to be in a stable government. Now, they have stake claim, as you see the visuals running on our channel of how they have met with Tamil Nadu Governor Rajendra Arlekar. And in that letter that you can see, they also talk about the signatures of all the 108 MLAs of the TVK MLAs who have been newly elected is there, along with the support of the Congress, which he has mentioned very clearly. And he has also told the governor that he had enough numbers to show a majority in case of a floor test, because that's one thing that will be very crucial, because now the ball is in the governor's court as to what time he gives the TVK for the oath-taking ceremony, and also about the trust vote to show the majority on the floor of the House. Because like we're saying, every single, be it the small parties like the AMMK, be it the VCK, the left parties as well, and the VCK and the left having two seats each. Whether even for now the IOML has shown no, they had said that they would continue with the DMK, but whether they will change their mind and look at coming along with the TVK is something that we also need to see. Doors will be open because this alliance with the Congress is extremely crucial. Crucial because not only will the TVK be discussing in terms of who else they can bring on board in terms of allies, it is also important to understand how the Congress will also advise the TVK who else can be brought on board. So right now we also need to see and toy with the fact whether even DMDK is looking at joining hands with them. See, one thing Vijay will need is that not only does he need that 119 mark to cross over, but he will need to show 120, 122 to be comfortable. Whether he's being able to do that is something that we need to understand, and we will see whether he'll be able to cobble up those numbers. And that is why his strategists, and especially veterans like Sengotian, all of them, and veterans from the Congress also will come into play.
Yes. Sengotian's role, of course, would be very, very important. He has some understanding of the political landscape of Tamil Nadu and has played a very important role in AIADMK in the past. Rohini, that governor meeting has taken place. Of course, we'll hear from the governor's office very soon, but I don't think there's anything left to chance anymore, right? That the preparations for the swearing in are anyways going on. And the governor is not going to block the swearing in from happening tomorrow, even if Vijay is a little bit short of that majority mark. Because as I was saying, there is precedence of the single largest party or the single largest bloc being allowed to take the oath and then prove their numbers on the floor of the House.
That's what also we've been saying, and the TVK sources have been telling me also that they are the single largest party and they have all the right to stake claim, and that is what they have done. And more importantly, they have to show the majority on the floor of the House when the floor test is announced, and that is the governor will see that. Until then, they are able to continue and say that they have got the mandate of people, and they will form the government. The vote taking ceremony definitely will take place. We have shown you visuals of how the preparations are taking place at the stadium. We are also on our way to show you more about how this entire stadium that is set up there. That's a place where a lot of movie cinema trailers are launched, audio releases happen, but the much bigger cinema or a much bigger movie, or rather I would say a much bigger scene is playing out in Tamil Nadu, and that very same venue now will see Joseph Vijay as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And also in terms of how he talks, his talks he has along with his allies, how many he's able to bring on board. The numbers in terms of the VCK, IUML, the left, and AMMK, DMDK. Well, the PMK is a very important factor.
Rohini, but the IUML so far has come out to say that we're not going to be a part of the TVK coalition. Whether or not they take a U-turn, that remains to be found out still. But I do want to ask you a very pointed question. Now that both the VCK and the left have spoken of how they need a little more time to think it through, and we just heard that reaction from the VCK chief, says tomorrow he'll be meeting all of his party colleagues and then will be deciding whether or not they're willing to extend support to the TVK, but has welcomed the TVK coalition as well, has spoken of the word secular, has welcomed the secular coalition, but has sought some time. The same story repeats itself when we talk about the left assistance. The left also says that they're going to be meeting on the 8th before confirming to the TVK whether they're going to be joining hands with the party and help them form the next government in the state. So with these two players looking at taking some more time, where do things stand as of now? It's very clear if we just go by the constitutional procedure here that doesn't stop Vijay from taking oath as the Chief Minister tomorrow.
Not at all. He will be, and he will take oath, and that is what he is there. He was there meeting the Tamil Nadu governor and saying, here I am. I'm taking claim to form the government, and I have the single largest majority party. The opposition is very, they don't have the numbers in the place. I am the one who has to take over, and that is why we are going to be seeing that vote taking ceremony taking place. And very clearly, just to answer the question that you're asking about whether it will take place or not, yes, it will take place, and that is exactly what the TVK wants. They want to deliver what the people's mandate was, to see Joseph Vijay as Chief Minister. And now you can see when even on our screen as he walks in, the confidence, the stand that the TVK has, it's nothing less than playing a game on a chessboard. Right now, the TVK is playing its moves very carefully, but the whole idea is to checkmate those parties who have the people of Tamil Nadu have felt, in a way, if you can say, fatigued with the kind of that Dravidian parties have done. So he's trying to checkmate them, and more importantly, the alliance with the Congress also being that the condition being that they will not have any talks with the BJP because they want a secular party or a secular government in place. So the alliance also they will have. So the alliance also they will have with the other political parties will include those parties who believe in this philosophy, and that is why they will have to work out and see who's ready to come on board. IUML for now has said they're not, but the PMK is an NDA alliance. Is an NDA alliance. So that crucial point is something we need to see whether they are ready to dissociate themselves or whether they will continue over there. Then the numbers will be really tight for the TVK. They may cross the magic number, but will they be able to keep it stable?
Rohini, we'll keep coming back to you for more. Stay with us. Rohini, Purnima, Nabila, all of our colleagues on ground bringing you the latest as preparations for that swearing-in ceremony tomorrow are taking shape. Time for a very short break.
From 2004, News 18 Live Result Hub has consistently brought you real-time, accurate election results.
Live Results Hub, this is available nowhere else.
Covering 5 Lok Sabha elections and 114 assembly elections.
Neck and neck with the BJP.
Over 23 years, spanning 28 states and union territories. This year, yet again, News 18 gets it right.
BJP is leading.
From early trends to results.
This trend is not reversing.
From our ground reporters to our election war room.
Victory for the TVK.
Numbers to be accurate.
News 18 Live Result Hub showed when it comes to election results, India trusts News 18.
All right, staying with the story, getting in breaking inputs, as we're being told that the newly elected BJP MLAs have been called for a meeting today at 3 p.m. at the BJP headquarters in Kolkata. This is the piece of big breaking input coming in, a very crucial meeting all set to take place. BJP now going to be huddling at 3 p.m. is what we are being told. All the newly elected Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs to be gathering in Kolkata at the BJP headquarters. Let's quickly go across to Kamalika, who will bring us more details to this meeting. So, Kamalika, on one hand, Mamata Banerjee may be weighing in on the options she has, whether it is political mobilization with the Indie bloc members or perhaps even weighing in on legal options. What is now going to be happening within the Bharatiya Janata Party?
See, today it's a preparatory meeting, that's what we are coming to know, and all the newly elected MLAs, they will go there and what needs to be done in next 3-4 days, because we know that Amit Shah will come and then finally the legislative party will have a meeting. So what are the do's and the don'ts and what is in the future, like in coming 2-3 days, because probably the oath taking ceremony will be on the 9th. So it is a preparatory meeting for which all the MLAs have been, the BJP MLAs have been called. So more than, they will all come today, the BJP headquarters in Salt Lake. This meeting will take place. So we know that after this, there is a process of Bharatiya Janata Party and already Amit Shah has been appointed, Mohan Majhi, he will also come. And then the final legislative party meeting will take place thereafter. And then the Chief Minister's name will be declared and the oath is on 9. Today it is a preparatory meeting of the newly elected MLAs.
Okay, all right. So this meeting set to take place. Kamalika, tell us a little bit about the grand plans in place. You know, the big question, of course, remains, will the BJP declare Suvendu Adhikari as the Chief Minister? Everyone's second guessing and everyone's waiting till the Bharatiya Janata Party comes up. Good evening and a warm welcome. It is the Vijay Path at News Periscope this evening as we take a look at the next step at TVK camp and what is it that the TVK chief Vijay is all set on doing, considering the Congress party has offered its conditional support to the TVK. So we tell you all about those developments emerging out of the state of Tamil Nadu. But right now, the headlines. TVK Chief Vijay meets Tamil Nadu Governor at the Lok Bhavan, submits letter to Governor staking claim to form the government. Congress ditches the DMK allies with Vijay's TVK. Congress leader meets Vijay at the TVK headquarters in Chennai, formally conveying their decision to support his party in government formation. After Congress gives conditional support to Vijay's TVK, Lok Sabha leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi to attend Vijay's oath-taking ceremony in Chennai. DMK calls Congress backstabbers over alliance talks with the TVK, says party benefited from DMK support in the recent elections. BJP prepares for government formation in West Bengal as Suvendu Adhikari, the front runner. Oath-taking ceremony expected in Kolkata on Saturday. Home Minister Amit Shah to be visiting West Bengal tomorrow. Legislative party meeting likely on the 8th of May. No end to Bengal post-poll violence. BJP worker killed in Kolkata's New Town. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar directs zero tolerance approach towards violence. Congress leadership weighs chief ministerial option as Venugopal, Satish and Chenitala emerge front runners in the tight internal contest. Punjab is on high alert after two separate IED blasts incidents were reported. BJP slams the Aam Aadmi Party government in the state, alleging that the party is hand in glove with the mafias. Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has hit back, accusing the BJP of being behind the blasts. And on to the biggest news this evening, as Vijay's TVK is now all set to form the government in Tamil Nadu in alliance with the Congress party. Congress has extended conditional support to Vijay's TVK, making it clear that the alliance will keep out any communal forces. And by that they mean the BJP. Partnership is seen not limited to government formation, but it is expected to continue into future Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elections as well. Vijay met with the Tamil Nadu Governor, Mr. Alekar, and submitted the letter to stake claim of forming the government with Congress and TVK tie-up. DMK and AIADMK have been pushed into the opposition after years of dominance in the political climate of Tamil Nadu. With Congress on board, the gap is now narrowed, but it has not closed. The left parties are yet to commit, is what we are learning, and the focus now remains on the final count. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi is expected to attend Vijay's oath-taking ceremony that is all set to take place at the Nehru Stadium. And this will, of course, be adding that political weight to the alliance that has now been officially announced. Let's now take a look at, other than the Congress, what are the other possible scenarios that Vijay's TVK now is all set to go with, so that they have that clear, simple majority and there is no challenging their dominance in the political sphere here in the state of Tamil Nadu. So let's take a look at who else could join other than the Congress. So Congress has already offered that conditional support. So 108 the TVK already has, plus 5 of the Congress. That in fact increases the number, but it is not enough to reach close to the majority mark, which still stands at 118. So what are the other possible scenarios if PMK remembers a party that had just joined hands with the NDA, with the BJP AIADMK just before elections in the state of Tamil Nadu. Is it going to sever ties and join TVK is the big question. So PMK is 4. Then there are of course the left parties, CPI, who we've already spoken to. They have not really denied coming together with Vijay, but there were closed door meetings with the DMK that they were having. Whether or not they are going to ditch the DMK like the Congress has done and join the TVK is the big question. So if that happens, PMK, CPI, also CPM and VCK, all of these parties join along with the Congress. TVK will now have the number of 123, which is way past the majority mark. So that is one thing that TVK can look at doing. But if at all, and this is a remote possibility, but let's also weigh in on this, because Congress is only
condition is that they have to keep the players who are, in fact, they say, are detrimental to the democratic framework of the society. They need to be kept out, and by them they meet the BJP. How much of AIADMK really filing line, we do not know. Is TVK really going to agree to that? But this is minus the Congress. If at all we do not put the Congress in the picture, TVK is 108, AIADMK is 47, brings the number to 155. This is a clear majority, much more than all of those smaller parties along with the Congress really can ever give the TVK. But is that something that Vijay is going to go with? Remains the big question. Now, let's take a look at the offer. If we actually weigh in on the Congress's offer, what is it and why is it that it may work and why it may not? First is that this is a direct line to the National Power Center. That is one positive. But why it may not work is because it is still short of the halfway mark, because 108 plus 5 Congress MLAs do not reach 118. So that is one problematic aspect when it is about that. They do need the other smaller players and the left parties to join in the ranks so that they can go beyond the majority mark. Another thing that is a positive is that this is a flexible alliance. There is a more important room for negotiation, and that's why this is something which will have Vijay well poised, and he will not have a sword hanging on his head because of this alliance with the Congress party. Why it may not work is because this risks of instability if the allies pull out. Congress alone cannot give it the majority that Vijay's party needs. They need a PMK or a CPI, CPM support. For that matter, even the VCK. Only then can they have a very, very cohesive alliance that is way beyond the 118 majority mark. If at all any of those allies pull out, there is a risk of the government coming down. Another thing, scope to emerge as a kingmaker despite the low numbers. Congress right now is having that very important leverage which it is using, and that's why pulling out of the DMK, even to the extent of keeping the DMK disgruntled, Congress did go ahead and choose to do that by siding with the TVK. Why it may not work? Limited bargaining power with low MLA count. Congress does not have as much presence in the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's assess this better with our colleague Pallavi, who closely tracks the Congress party. She's been keeping us abreast with every development coming out from the Congress camp in Tamil Nadu. Pallavi, but one key development that came in this morning was how the Congress also had a gun to its head, particularly Rahul Gandhi. These victorious 5 MLAs really, in fact, put it out there, either join with the TVK or we are out.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But see, we have to look at it two things. One, there were 2 points of view within the Congress party, and one of them, of course, was led by Praveen Chakravarti, who from day one has been advocating an alliance between the TVK and the Congress party. The Congress's calculation then also, and even now, is that it could have an impact on other southern states as well, because the Congress doesn't want to let go of southern states where Karnataka and Telangana will eventually come up for elections. Because Vijay's popularity permeates beyond Tamil Nadu. For example, in Kerala, there's a substantial Vijay fan club. And this is something which Rahul Gandhi factored in when he wanted an alliance, and he was open about it. And he also had called out and called him and, kind of expressed his condolence after the Karur stampede, because he wanted it to have an impact on the large population in Kerala, especially of young people and women are concerned. So this is one calculation within the top leadership about why they need to tie up with TVK. Second, there's a restlessness in the Congress cadre in Tamil Nadu. They felt that if we were a part of the DMK alliance, why were we out of the government? It's high time we're a part of the government. We had to buckle under DMK pressure. We wanted at least 40 seats to be contested on. We had to come down to less than 25. So how long can we gulp up, right? So this time round, that pressure was there on Rahul Gandhi that you have to ensure that not only are we a part of the government, but we also, we have to have a conditional thing. What Rahul Gandhi and Praveen Chakravarti and one of them are very clear about is we have to ensure that this alliance with the TVK is limited not just to the state government. It should be up in local elections, in the next Lok Sabha elections as well. And at no point of time should Vijay even mull the possibility of allying with either the BJP or any BJP friendly. So the Congress is trying to keep its cadre together. The Congress is hoping that TVK can be a stepping board to spread its wings across Tamil Nadu, a state where, it was always riding piggyback on the DMK.
Right, absolutely. Congress definitely is looking at power. It is already, in fact, well poised in a state like Kerala, but it certainly wants some share in the governance in the state of Tamil Nadu as well. And that's why this move, remember, Congress is the only party to make it official that they are extending that support to Vijay's party TVK. But let's take a look at the completely opposite scenario. In this case, AIADMK. What happens if the AIADMK joins hands with the TVK and TVK eventually dumps this offer that the Congress has in fact put before it? So let's take a look at why it might go ahead and work and why it may not. Because AIADMK has 47 of those MLAs. It has wider grassroots reach. Remember, one of the Dravidian parties, of course, has a huge amount of sway still in the politics of Tamil Nadu. So that is something that works. Why it may not work is because the AIADMK might end up dominating the alliance, and this will limit Vijay's autonomy, which is what Vijay doesn't want, because he was not willing to play kingmaker earlier, before the state went into polls, as the conjectures were rife that Vijay has entered, he's made this debut in the state of Tamil Nadu, but he will not really be the stepping stone for anyone to come into power. That one thing was Vijay was really clear on. Why this alliance might possibly work, although it is still a remote possibility, stronger Dravidian backing. So far we are talking about Vijay in the context of him being a big disruptor in the Dravidian duopoly, but this will have a Dravidian backing if the AIADMK comes on board with the TVK. But the problem is that this is old guard politics versus Vijay's fresh image, something that Vijay has so far challenged and come into power. And this entire fatigue, even on part of DMK's governance, that was very much there with the people of Tamil Nadu, and that's why the mandate has not gone on to favor them. And even the AIADMK, they chose Vijay instead. The third player also happens to be a debutant. So this is a problem here. Numbers, however, ensure a greater stability because they go up to the 144 mark, which is way past the 118, and that's where the stability factor comes in. But anti-incumbency may weigh down the alliance. It is a Dravidian party. It has been in power. People are already aware of the kind of politics that the AIADMK is capable of doing, and that will weigh on Vijay's fresh approach if he's choosing to bring that to the politics in Tamil Nadu. My colleague Nabila, tracking every development from Camp Vijay's side. Nabila, what is it that you're learning of now that he's already met with the governor? The next step at the hands of the TVK, Vijay.
Right, Griha, it seems like Vijay has moved. First of all, this is where the governor's office is. I'm not allowed to go in, but Vijay has just moved out of this area. After the TVK office, this became the fortress where Vijay and some of the Congress leaders, the MLAs who also came with him, along with Rajendra Arlekar, committing to having the numbers. Now, just remember that Vijay seems very confident that he has a majority, which means he's already done the arithmetic. He's done his math, he's got his number, and with that confidence, he's come to the Raj Bhavan, where I'm standing right here, and he's given an appeal to the governor to invite him to form the government. Now, that confidence is why he's also asked for an oath-taking date, and that is tomorrow, set to be an auspicious day for Vijay tomorrow. So he said, I want to take oath tomorrow, and that's the invitation, that's the letter he gave to the governor, and the governor has accepted it. So his oath-taking is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. at the Nehru Stadium. But do remember that there is a surprise that will be sprung in the next few hours. That's precisely what everyone within the TVK has been saying to me, that we are not going to reveal the details of who are the other people who are supporting us. It is a big surprise, and they're all keeping very mum. And that's what we see very interestingly, that this silence has been maintained throughout within the Congress and within the TVK. So who are these people? There are a lot of speculations that there are nearly about 16 AIADMK MLAs who have broken away and are not willing to stay with the AIADMK, want to move permanently to the TVK. They want to join the TVK party, and they have been, and this tussle and conversation has been happening within the AIADMK. 16 MLAs of the AIADMK are very likely to be shifting base to the TMK, to the TVK, and not outside support. I'm saying full blending into the party, will merge in the party, will join the TVK, will be known as TVK MLAs. That's what they want. And this is the speculation that is doing the round. So that is what's the surprise that we are expecting to be announced in a few hours from now.
But if that is to be the case, Nabila, doesn't anti-defection really come in there? And then these MLAs might just run the risk of being disqualified completely. What about that? Is that factor also being included? Is that part of the discussion?
See, that's something that I will not be able to completely corroborate. First of all, it's speculation. Whether they have a 2/3 number to join, and if you really look at it, 47 is what the AIADMK has. With 16 of them breaking away, does that amount to 2/3? You might want to do the math yourself. It's probably close to 2/3, but not entirely. I don't know if they need one or two more. So, but it does come close to a 2/3 number. 16 MLAs breaking away from 47 could be very inching towards the 2/3. But that apart, that's still something that the AIADMK will have to really evaluate. But this is speculation, like I said. The other contrary scenario is, of course, the left, the CPIM, the CPM and the VCK. These parties have 6 in total. So along with the Congress and these 6, it becomes a good strength of 11 or 12 that they will be able to cobble up. TVK needs 10, they'll manage 12. But I can bet you there are a few MLAs of the AIADMK who are very keen on joining the TVK formally. Not too sure how they do it. And I'm telling you, none of the rules
so
here
is
of the
rather
game
confident that some flock of the AIADMK is definitely coming and joining the TVK, and henceforth they would be known as the TVK MLAs. If that happens, Vijay is well poised with the majority figure, with the Congress's support, possible left support to form the government in the state of Tamil Nadu. But let's take a look at the other suspense actor, which is the VCK. If at all VCK goes ahead and offers that support to the TVK, why it may support is something that we first want to look at. Is purely for power reasons associated with being in power. It might just end up getting the ministerial roles, and that's something that VCK is weighing on. And why it may not come together with the TVK, because this is a hard clash with PMK's one-year plank, which is not part of the poll pitch and promise of the TVK. Another reason why that support still might go ahead and happen is that it's the policy leverage on Dalit issues with Vijay really has been really at the forefront of it all through the election campaign that he's been associated with. And the other aspect, since we are all both looking at why and why not, why it might not support is that VCK earlier had downplayed Vijay's rise, one of the critical players in Tamil Nadu politics that was not ready to give that importance to Vijay, or the mammoth following that he had, trying to diss him of being another star who's just talking to his fan base. And the fan base, of course, is immense because of his body of work in the Tamil Nadu cinema and Tamil cinema. Another reason why VCK support might just happen with its 2 seats. Social justice push that totally aligns with Vijay. Vijay's entire campaign manifesto has been all about that, very dominant. But this is also something that needs to be looked at. This will lead to dumping the older ally DMK, and that may backfire. How much is DMK is going to lose, if at all of its alliance players are going to go with TVK? That will be a bigger blow to the DMK, but it will not sit well with the VCK and DMK supporters, VCK particularly. So all of these things really needs to be assessed and looked at. But one important point that Nabila also was talking about is the AIADMK. And this time we're not looking at a number 35. Nabila is categorically mentioning 16 AIADMK MLAs who are willing to switch sides, leave the AIADMK, join ranks with the TVK altogether, henceforth be known as TVK MLAs. That's also the big headline. So far it's still conjecture, but we'd have to wait and watch on what exactly happens when it is about that that possibility also, because here we will see the number going up from the Congresses joining hands with the TVK with 5 of its MLAs. If at all that 16 do come in, that majority mark is way crossed. It's 118, it's not just 122 and all, it's going way beyond with the AIADMK 16 MLA support. is it going to be under Shanmugam? Is going to be also the big question that we are wanting to understand and assess better. Our colleagues are constantly there on the ground tracking every development. Nabila is there outside the governor's office, outside the Lok Bhavan. Vijay has just been there staking claims to form the government. But right now on this VCK angle, the suspense remains. The two seats that the VCK has won, is that going to the TVK, remains the big question. Let's take a look at this conversation with the VCK chief.
Did the TVK invite you and your party to offer support to them?
Yes, he wrote a letter to me to extend our support to form a government in Tamil Nadu. Not only for us, he has written letter to left party leaders also. They are going to discuss this issue in their state level committee, they told to the press. Like them, we are also going to convene our high level committee. In this meeting, we will discuss the letter written by the president of TVK. So after the discussion among our frontline leaders, we will decide and inform to the press.
But how do you see Vijay's performance? Are you open to considering, helping Vijay form the government? Or what is the sense that your
So
party...
before consultations with our frontline leaders, I cannot say whatever it is. But one thing I can realize that Sri Joseph Vijay is not willing to get the support from PMK or AIADMK or any other party in BJP alliance. So this is one of the message to the people of Tamil Nadu that they are going to form a secular government in Tamil Nadu.
In terms of the numbers that you bring it down to the data, you have the left parties, both of them have 2 seats each, the VCK also 2, so that's around 6 seats, and they need to cross the 118 mark, and with Vijay he needs to give up one of his seats, so the number will come to 117, that plus 6, so the point remains that they will need around 3 to 4 seats at least more. 119 is a risk, yes, but to stake claim as a majority in the government, to go to the governor, because the governor, when they reach the governor Lok Bhavan, he will definitely say that you will need to have a trust vote in the legislative assembly, and for that he will have to have numbers. That is when the strategy of Sengotian will come into play. A person who is a veteran, who is a former AIADMK and now leading the TVK even in terms of talks, and you have several others who are also advising Vijay. Why I'm saying this is because they are also looking at, now that the TVK has said they have distanced themselves from the ADMK and saying they're not in talks with any of the NDA allies, whether there'll be a splinter of the ADMK who Sengotian will be possibly able to convince to stay back in when it comes to the vote, and whether that will bring down the numbers of the assembly and then help Vijay to sail through. Is that a combination? That also we need to see. But in terms of numbers right now, he will have to suffice with 119, cross the halfway mark, stake claim, form the government, and then after which start talking with other allies. AIADMK, DMK, the smaller parties, and PMK, now that is not a small party but a significant party. Whether they are in talks, well, they are right now very extremely tight-lipped, but they recently before the elections announced their alliance with the NDA. Is the PMK ready to take that risk of separating themselves, disassociating themselves from the NDA at this point of time to come into power? For the PMK it is important because they have not been out of power for a while now. It's important for them to remain, to come into and join hands, especially at this time when you have a TVK like a party who's obviously now looking at their support. It is a crucial decision that the PMK needs to take, whether they want to disassociate and come here or continue to stay with the NDA alliance.
And let's in fact bring Rohini on the broadcast now. Rohini, we've just taken our viewers through that assessment that you're making, but this place where you're standing at is becoming very important and crucial. Nehru Stadium, where Vijay's oath-taking ceremony is going to take place. And the confirmations coming in from the Congress camp of Rahul Gandhi's attendance there. So he is going to say a lot with his presence there tomorrow.
Absolutely. When CNN News 18 broke the story of Rahul Gandhi coming here to be a part of that oath-taking ceremony, there's also that ceremony will be equally grand, because this is nothing less than a movie set itself. The grandeur of it, the lights, the cameras that will be there, and more importantly, the number of thousands and lakhs of pairs of eyes on Joseph Vijay as he becomes the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. This is that very stage, where a lot of movies, their trailers, their audio releases used to take place. And this is a place where we've seen a lot of movement, especially with the film stars coming in and going. But today, that very film star today is a star of Tamil Nadu, somebody that the people have given a mandate to, a real hero who now has become, in terms of them, a real hero of the people's mandate. And so they will want to now see him on this stage as he takes oath as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Now, he also has met with the Tamil Nadu Governor Rajendra Arlekar. He has submitted a letter to him, and in that letter he is also has the confirmation of 108 MLAs of the TVK saying that electing him as their choice of Chief Minister. Apart from that, you also have the letter of support from the Congress as well that has been attached with it, and also seeking time. And the time they're asking is for 10 a.m. tomorrow for the oath-taking ceremony. But the involvement of the Congress High Command, of Rahul Gandhi being here, and we are expecting others as well, and we are talking to our Congress sources, and they're waiting for invites to go out from the TVK to various other leaders as well to be a part of this oath-taking ceremony. That will be extremely significant. Because when the campaign happened of the Congress and the DMK, who were in alliance, they fought this election in alliance with each other during the election. At that time, we saw that Rahul Gandhi did not share the stage with the DMK, and that itself, now we've seen that there has been, both the parties have split ways, with the Congress deciding to part ways with the DMK and come and align themselves with TVK. This is being called the DMK divorce in Tamil Nadu as well. But that itself has shown that the Congress now wants to ensure that they want to be in a position of power. They also will have a say in the number of cabinets they would want to, because their support is conditional. They've also told the TVK that they will have to keep out the BJP, because they want a secular government, a secular state of Tamil Nadu, and this alliance is being made to safeguard that very secularity of Tamil Nadu's social fabric.
Right, absolutely. And talking about secular, let's talk about the left parties. Because there is so much of suspense, so who else other than the Congress that is joining in the ranks and file of the TVK, the two left parties really become very, very important and imperative to be discussed. So here again is the why and why not factor that we would like to discuss. Remember, 2 seats of CPI and 2 of CPM. Both of these players are key to Vijay remaining in power with the absolute majority. Why they might go ahead and back TVK and back Vijay is because they are getting this leverage in a hung assembly that so far Tamil Nadu has not seen. So this is an unprecedented development. They get the leverage. That is what is making them important, and that's why they might join. Why they might not join is because they have long-standing ties with the DMK. Remember, we've just spoken to Mr. Raja, and this is what he said, that they will first go to Mr. Stalin, thank him, discuss with him, and then see what is to be done. So they are not outrightly going ahead and making that decision, almost also saying that Congress unilaterally decided to go ahead and part ways with the DMK and side with the TVK. Left parties are not going to go ahead and do that, and yet whether they are weighing the support of the TVK remains the absolute important question. Again, why they might back is because they have got similar ideologies that the TVK so far has projected. Why they might not? Because left is against celebrity-driven politics, something that they have always stood against. But Tamil Nadu and this entire political spectrum of Tamil Nadu has been dominated with key players that are coming in from the arc lights and then quoting those lights in front of the people and the people's mandate. So how much can they stay away remains the big question. Another why factor, why they may, is the third front positioning. Gives them a very, very important position, that heft that so far the left parties have always required in Tamil Nadu. Vijay's policy stance, however, has yet been untested. Remember, he's a debutant. He has, of course, secured this massive, impressive victory. But that entire policy so far has not been tested. It's unchecked. So we are going to see what really happens about that. But all of these things really need to be looked at. Now, let's take a look at the position that the DMK has taken because of what the Congress went about doing. First thing, going on to call them backstabbers. This is what came in by A. Sarvanan, the spokesperson of the DMK, calling them the backstabbers by deciding to part ways with the DMK and ally with the TVK. Congress has defended that stance and defended the switch to TVK because they want to remain in power in Tamil Nadu. Congress won 5 MLAs with DMK support is the argument that DMK is coming up with. Congress, on the other hand, says that backing TVK is to respect the mandate of the people of Tamil Nadu. This is what the Tamil entire topography really wants. DMK says the Congress party is that of backstabbers. This is one word that they are in fact doubling down with. Backing TVK is to respect the mandates at the Congress have nothing against the DMK. They are not outrightly, in fact, going ahead and responding to the backstabber jibe that the DMK is coming up with because they want to maintain little bit of whatever is left when it is about that alliance with the DMK. Congress showed its true color. This is a really disgruntled DMK with the stance that Congress has taken. But the Congress, on the other hand, is still lying low, not really outrightly going ahead and rejecting any kind of idea that's coming in from the DMK. Because remember, DMK is crestfallen with this heavy defeat that it has suffered at the hands of the TVK. Congress wants to keep BJP out. It's a battle of ideologies. They want to support any party that will be supportive of that ideology, which is anti-BJP. That is the Congress's stance. But DMK will say, why did the Congress align with the DMK if DMK was so unpopular? So right now you can see the versions coming out of the DMK is that of a player that has just lost out one of its biggest elections, something that they did not see coming, and certainly not at the hands of a debutant, and that too Vijay. And remember, Vijay's entire politics has been anti-DMK. His entire campaigning has been anti-DMK, and that is what dented into the vote share of the DMK. Possibly that is why the DMK has not been able to come to terms with that defeat, and that's the entire wrath that it so far has reserved for its alliance partner, the Congress, that has now decided to officially give that conditional support to the TVK. Tracking every development on this big story from Tamil Nadu right here on the broadcast. We go into a very short break on these visuals.
From 2004, News 18 Live Result Hub has consistently brought you real-time, accurate election results.
Live Results Hub, this is available nowhere else.
Covering 5 Lok Sabha elections and 114 assembly elections.
Neck and neck with the BJP.
Over 23 years, spanning 28 states and union territories. This year, yet again, News 18 gets it right.
BJP is leading.
From early trends to results.
This trend is not reversing.
From our ground reporters to our election war room.
Victory for the TVK.
Numbers to be accurate.
News 18 Live Result Hub showed when it comes to election results, India trusts News 18.
All right, staying with the story, getting in breaking inputs, as we're being told that the newly elected BJP MLAs have been called for a meeting today at 3 p.m. at the BJP headquarters in Kolkata. This is the piece of big breaking input coming in, a very crucial meeting all set to take place. BJP now going to be huddling at 3 p.m. is what we are being told. All the newly elected Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs to be gathering in Kolkata at the BJP headquarters. Let's quickly go across to Kamalika, who will bring us more details to this meeting. So, Kamalika, on one hand, Mamata Banerjee may be weighing in on the options she has, whether it is political mobilization with the Indie bloc members or perhaps even weighing in on legal options. What is now going to be happening within the Bharatiya Janata Party?
See, today it's a preparatory meeting. That's what we are coming to know. And all the newly elected MLAs, they will go there, and what needs to be done in next 3-4 days, because we know that Amit Shah will come and then finally the legislative party will have a meeting. So what are the do's and the don'ts, and what is in the future, like in coming 2-3 days, because probably the oath taking ceremony will be on the 9th. So it is a preparatory meeting for which all the MLAs have been, the BJP MLAs have been called. So more than, they will all come today, the BJP headquarters in Salt Lake. This meeting will take place. So we know that after this there is a process of Bharatiya Janata Party, and already Amit Shah has been appointed, Mohan Majhi, he will also come, and then the final legislative party meeting will take place thereafter. And then the Chief Minister's name will be declared, and the oath is on 9. Today it is a preparatory meeting of the newly elected MLAs.
Okay, all right. So this meeting set to take place. Kamalika, tell us a little bit about the grand plans in place. You know, the big question, of course, remains: will the BJP declare Shubhendu Adhikari as the Chief Minister? Everyone's second guessing, and everyone's waiting till the Bharatiya Janata Party comes out with a formal confirmation on the same. But give us a sense of everything that's happening in the run-up to the grand oath-taking ceremony.
See, this is a big win for BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are going to celebrate in every way with a grand thing. And that's why what we are coming to know, that the oath-taking ceremony will take place on Pochishe Boishakh, which is Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's birthday. That means 9th of May. That's a very, very pious and auspicious day for the Bengalis. So, you know, they are going to start off the government with a touch of Bengal, with the Bengali Asmita, the Bengali chord. They want to touch the government with the Bengali chord. That's what we are coming to know. And there is no doubt, you know, all the guesses are only one person's. I really wonder whether there are any other front runner or not, because there are people, but since Shubhendu Adhikari is the giant killer, he had the aggression, he did a history. So essentially, Shubhendu Adhikari will become the Chief Minister. That's what we are getting it from sources. But BJP definitely is a party where there is a system, they'll follow the system, and nobody knows till the final name comes out. But all the guesses are also going towards the one person, that is Shubhendu Adhikari. Also, Prime Minister will come, Home Minister will come, and all the BJP CMs will come. So it's going to be a grand affair here.
And you know, Kamalika, this strategizing is coming all the way to the national capital as well, because yesterday we were also told that the central observer will remain the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, with the co-observer being the Odisha CM himself. What else can you tell us in terms of the preparations that are being made? Any exchanges happening between the national capital and Kolkata?
Obviously, because you know, this was a dream of Bharatiya Janata Party, and this is very close to Narendra Modi ji and also Amit Shah ji. So this is something which is, they will try to make it a grand affair, and they are in constant touch.
From 2004, News 18 Live Result Hub has consistently brought you real-time, accurate election results.
Live Results Hub, this is available nowhere else.
Covering 5 Lok Sabha elections and 114 assembly elections.
Neck and neck with the BJP.
Over 23 years, spanning 28 states and union territories. This year, yet again, News 18 gets it right.
BJP is leading.
From early trends to results.
This trend is not reversing.
From our ground reporters to our election war room.
Victory for the TVK.
Numbers to be accurate.
News 18 Live Result Hub showed when it comes to election results, India trusts News 18.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to New Matrix. And this evening, viewers, we're going to break down not just the SIR deletions, the 100 seats which Mamata Bandyopadhyay says that was stolen from the Trinamool Congress. Those 100 seats were not stolen by SIR alone. They were stolen or taken away by the women vote, by the anti-incumbency, by the fact that even Muslims voted against the Trinamool Congress, and more importantly, the India Alliance dealt Mamata Banerjee a huge blow. And eventually the Bhadralok also said that Bengal is ready to delete Mamata Bandyopadhyay and TMC from the Kursi or from Nabanna. Let's try and understand this in detail. I've got Amitabh Tiwari with us here in the studio. Let's try and break this down, Amitabh. The first of the graphics that we have. Let's go across straight away and put this out for our viewers. This is the story of the SIR impact. So decoding the SIR impact. Let's try and understand for the Trinamool Congress and the BJP. Amitabh, let's quickly understand, break it down for our viewers. Margins greater than deletions. So where the margins were greater than the SIR deletions, the BJP won 77 of those seats. Yeah. That is a 55% conversion. Whereas the Trinamool won 61% of the seats. So there is a 43% conversions there. So when the SIR deletions were lesser than the victory margins, the Trinamool won significantly. But this is interesting, when the deletions were greater than the margins, the BJP benefited 86 seats, a conversion of 83, and the Trinamool was hurt. But when there were no deletions or there were additions, that's when the BJP won all 44 and the Trinamool literally got just 2 out of the 46 seats. And this is a percentage of seats won is just 4%. And that's how this average of 27%, it's a 6% lower than the average on SIR deletions, where it's a 66 and 33 kind of a combination. So how is that and why is that, Amitabh? Quickly.
No, essentially the story is not only in deletions, because everybody is looking at SIR
the story
deletions.
Is here.
The story is in additions, and we have been saying since long that in Medinipur zone there have been additions, though marginal, there have been additions, no deletions. That's number one. And Medinipur zone, the BJP has swept. So of the 44 seats where there have been additions, largely they are in Medinipur zone, Suvendu Adhikari's zone, where the BJP has won 44 out of those 46 seats.
46 seats.
Now when we come to the question whether on seats where the margins are more than deletions, you see largely the honors are shared. 77 won by BJP and 61 by TMC, 55-43, largely. Only where the deletions were more than margins, the BJP strike rate is higher at 83 and TMC's is lower. It means that the purification process actually may have deleted bogus voters, leading to a lower strike rate for the TMC in these seats.
So the SIR actually worked towards purification of the voter list so that the chappa votes, the ghost votes, they move out. And somewhere the bhoy was replaced by bharosa, because more voters also came out to vote. And that impact is also visible here. Medinipur, interestingly, 44 out of the 46 seats have gone in that region, in that belt, largely to the BJP, and that's a huge conversion ratio. Interesting, another thing, Amitabh, this is a nice anecdote. Remember, viewers, we had showed you when Amit Shah ji came out and said कि phase 1 में हमको 110 सीटें मिलेंगी. So we tried to put out how will they get these 110 seats. So this is what we had broken down, and we had said these are the estimates. We had said the estimate is 110 here. Eventually, what was won was somewhere reflective of what happened here. We had said that the BJP will have to convert big in Jalpaiguri, in Medinipur, and also in Bardhaman. That's where, because Bardhaman, some of it is in phase 2 also, but they will have to convert maximum here. So that's a 15% Hindu vote consolidation is required. What's actually happened is very, very interesting.
Yeah, so essentially, if you recall, you had called me and I was actually on the hinterland in West Bengal. You said, did you hear that Amit Shah ji has made a claim of 110 seats in phase 1? Is it possible? And on that date, the elections had already happened on 24th.
Right.
So I had said, let me get back to you based on the ground coverage. And on that day itself, on 24th, when nobody had broken this, we at Numerics said how this 110 for BJP is feasible. And it actually got 117.
It got 117. I'm just going to check if we have the continuation in this to show the 117 and where those gains have happened. Okay. I'm going to ask Amitabh for you to pull it out on your phone, and then we'll see if we can project it or show it to our viewers, that if when we mirror it, and in those in those classes, viewers, almost the same gains have happened. In fact, the gains are greater in Medinipur and Bardhaman, and this is where the big gains happened. And these gains in Jalpaiguri also has been more than what we had projected.
Actually, BJP won 26 in Jalpaiguri.
Jalpaiguri
so almost
to
same.
26. Huh.
Yeah.
Malda
22.
22.
Six
So
plus.
again 6 more. 6 more here. And
Bardhaman 15.
15. Bardhaman was 15.
One less.
One less.
And Medinipur 54.
Medinipur 54. So that means 3 more than what we had.
So 117 total.
That's how the 117 total
7
happened.
more.
So again, Numerics got the projection and the direction right as to where they will
Across
have to
zones.
gain their seats and the zones where the BJP will have to gain their seats. Let's now quickly move to yet another interesting aspect is the women voter in Bengal. And this is again where Mamata Bandyopadhyay lost because the woman voter has moved away from the Trinamool Congress.
No, I mean, we have been talking about this. So, on 39 seats, the women voters are actually more in number than male voters. So, these are those 39 seats. The BJP seems to have swept these seats. Why? Because of the 3 M's which we are speaking about, misgovernance, Mahila Suraksha and minority appeasement. It is the Mahila Suraksha, the women's safety issues, deteriorating law and order, RG Kar, Sandesh Khali, etc., which seems to have moved the women vote bank from Mamata Banerjee's party to the BJP. And we have talked about the 3W also. Women's safety, welfare schemes, 3,000 rupees promise, and the women reservation bill aspect seems to have worked in favor of the BJP.
Right. I'm just going to check if I can walk to the wall and show you that the Muslim women voters have moved away from across the board. The women voters have moved away from across the board, viewers. Have a look at this. The women voters in the state of West Bengal, if you look at the higher women population, those seats, and how the BJP has performed or how the women have actually voted, the 39 seats, the BJP, will just refresh now. The moment it refreshes, there you go. So 35 of these 39 seats have gone across Bengal. The women have actually voted here. So this is an interesting update here where the women voters, 25 plus seats, have gone to the BJP, a big shift that's happened. Now, the other interesting filter that I'd like to show you is where the Muslims are greater than 50%, how the Muslims have voted in Bengal. And interestingly, even the Muslim vote has actually shifted away from the BJP. TMC plus is -9 seats, shifted away from the Trinamool Congress. The BJP has gained 4, others are 3, and Congress has got 2 seats. And let's try and understand that. The Muslim vote, if we can quickly move to the Muslim vote, that's also interesting that's happened here. The Muslim vote, viewers, more than 50%. The Trinamool Congress has lost 9 seats. So clearly this is not SIR, this is anti-incumbency.
Yeah, because we have seen that in the Muslim community dominated seats, the average margins of TMC were to the tune of 45-50,000 and much higher than the number of deletions. What does it mean? It means that the young Muslim probably not happy with the representation given by TMC for Muslim candidates, only 47 Muslim candidates, but there should be almost 100 because the population is almost 30%, moved away towards Congress and even parties like the Humayun Kabir. And due to this split, so 6 seats were won by Congress and Humayun Kabir, and due to this split of Muslim votes, even the BJP seems to have gained 4 votes among these seats where the Muslim population is actually more than 50%. So the minority is the majority here on these seats actually.
True, and not just hurting the indie bloc which decided, or which Mamata Bandyopadhyay said, I don't want you, I'll fight on my own. Let's move to the next one. They may not have got as many number of seats, but they pulled away a lot of votes from the Trinamool Congress. The indie bloc, if you move next to the next one, look at this. The Congress in Baharampur, Nabagram, Baisabnagar, Peldanga, Kandi, Jangipur, Bagmundi. In all these places, the Congress has got more than 10% vote share, and one would assume that this vote has moved away from the Trinamool Congress. And imagine had these votes been pooled together, these seats where largely the BJP won would not have been the case.
Theoretically, yes. Theoretically, yes.
Yeah, because this vote share would have been far greater. A combined vote share here or a combined muscle here would have been far greater. and all these seats have gone to the BJP. So it's the opposition also, the indie bloc, that has hurt Mamata Banerjee too.
Actually, Rahul Gandhi ji is saying that the BJP has won through vote chori. Actually, the indie bloc, which is the indie bloc alliance partners of TMC, which is the Congress and the TMC, have done a vote chori on TMC.
Ah, so the vote chori happened by the indie bloc of the Trinamool Congress votes. The TMC vote chori has been done by the indie bloc. That's the headline here, viewers. The headline is that the vote chori on the indie bloc has happened on Trinamool Congress has happened by the indie bloc. Look at the vote shares in all these seats. And they are not just, we've just pulled out the top 5 or 7 seats, viewers. There are more seats here. I'm just going to see if there are more seats that we've blocked. The ISF has also taken away seats. Yeah. The Humayun Kabir bloc has taken away seats. And overall, this impact of more than 10% vote share is visible. In fact, even a 5 or 6% swing away from the Trinamool would have hurt the Trinamool. And if you look at that count, it's about 100 seats. But overall, about 35 to 40 seats critically, Amitabh.
See, on 100 seats, if we see, because Congress and Left, which were alliance partners in 2021, have contested separately. Left formed an alliance with a Muslim party, which is called the ISF. Now, so theoretically, they have contested separately. But hypothetically, if we add Congress plus Left plus ISF votes on each seat, they have got more than the victory margin in 100 seats.
In 100 seats. So now let's try and look at that count. Now, had the indie bloc come together and worked together, then what would have happened? 100 seats. The BJP would have in 2026, these 100 are now split 50-50 between the Trinamool Congress and the BJP. The split would have been 61-39, viewers. 61-39 in favor of the indie bloc had TMC and the indie bloc worked together. That's not happened. It's actually this way. This is the result. So that means the BJP would have hurt significantly, not just down by 11 seats, but the fact is that the indie bloc would have gone up to 61 and the gap would have been huge.
Yeah, so essentially one thing also which we should note is that in alliances, 2 plus 2 is never 4. It is either 3 or 5. So if hypothetically the Congress, Left and Mamata Banerjee's party would have contested together, what would have happened is that there would have been further consolidation of the Hindu votes, and whatever Hindu votes the Left parties or the Congress might be getting, that would have also shifted towards the BJP, and this 11 seat flip, which we are theoretically assuming would not have happened necessarily.
Right. The other aspect, Amitabh, if you were to look at it, that this split or this aspect where the percentage of margin is of the Left INC ISF vote share, this impact across these 11 seats and the impact over 100 seats, it may also have been that the BJP would have hurt more against a collective opposition. That might coming together, pooling of votes together, would have also translated in phase 1 where the BJP did very, very well.
Yeah, so let's say the 4 seats which we were showing, that the Muslim dominated seats, 4 seats were won by the BJP. That would not have happened perhaps. So in Muslim dominated seats, of course, this alliance would have been more forceful, but in Hindu majority seats, it would have had a ripple impact, the opposite impact of pushing more voters towards the BJP.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is also about the Bhadralok. Let's try and understand how the Bhadralok also voted. The Bhadralok came in and the Bhadralok also hurt. The Bhadralok vote share largely was in the presidency zone. So, let's try and go across to the magic wall and call the Bhadralok out and see how they perform. So, I'm just going to refresh this graphic a little. 207, 80. Let's look at the filters. In the filters, let's look at the zone presidency and see how the Trinamool Congress performed in the presidency zone. The presidency zone, overall 107 seats. The last time the Trinamool Congress had 92 seats. They've come down to 45. The BJP has gone to 46. And that means even here, the Bhadralok have come out and voted. And if I were to come back and see in Kolkata region, look at in Greater Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly in this region, look at the number of saffron plottings that have happened. This has happened only because the Bhadralok have come out and voted against the Trinamool for the BJP. And many of them have come out and voted for the first time in a long time, Amitabh.
Yeah, essentially, clearly, when we were analyzing the presidency zone in numerics, one of the earliest shows, we showed that almost 33 seats for TMC become vulnerable purely on account of the SIR deletions or the purification of the rolls, because the bogus voters may have been eliminated. If you recall the greater Kolkata region, Howrah, Hooghly and Kolkata districts, which is north and south, if we could pull that out, in 2021, 41 of the 45 seats were won by the TMC. I think this time it's the opposite perhaps, or the BJP seems to have made significant gains in Kolkata, Howrah and Hooghly. I just don't know.
So if you look at the regions, if you look at Kolkata, Howrah and Hooghly, I don't have that individually. So, but we do have the greater Kolkata region.
Kolkata, that's same.
Yeah, so the greater Kolkata region is again 107 seats overall that comes out and tries to mirror, it's 108 seats. It mirrors the presidency a bit, but again, the same 63 and down about 53 seats the Trinamool Congress, and that's the impact. We've got limited time.
Vote.
The Bhadralok vote has shifted away, so that's another point. Now let's try and understand this, viewers. Finally, overall, again on New Matrix, we had called this. We had said a 3% uptake of the Hindu vote and a 3% lower coming down of the Muslim vote for the Trinamool Congress is a 6% swing that could happen, and eventually somewhere the population turnout ratio from 65-35 to 68-32 seems to have had the impact. Explain this to our viewers. And we got it right.
Yes, we got it right. If you recall, we had talked about two aspects.
Yeah.
One is that because of the higher turnout, the composition of the voters. So more Hindu voters have turned up because the Muslim voters turnout had already maxed out in 2021.
Right.
So if you see, out of every 100 voters, if only 65 Hindu voters had turned up in 2021, this increased to 68. Whereas for Muslims, this declined from 35 to 32. So there is a 6% swing, as you mentioned.
Right.
And we've always been talking about a Hindu consolidation. If it happens in favor of the BJP, then it could sweep. So there is a 10% Hindu consolidation in favor of the BJP.
Right.
Only 55% Hindus voted for the BJP in 2021, this time 65%. And that has moved the election for BJP beyond 200 seats.
Beyond 200 seats. And on that note, we're going to conclude this edition of New Matrix. So it's not one, not two, but 5 different aspects. The Hindu vote consolidation, the Bhadralok moving away from the Trinamool Congress, the Indie bloc eroding into the Trinamool Congress vote share, the Muslim vote bank also shifting, and the Mahila vote also moving away from the Trinamool Congress. These are all the main factors, not the SIR deletions, viewers, but the voter of Bengal seem to have deleted Mamata Bandyopadhyay and the Trinamool Congress from their options list this time around. That's what's hurt the Trinamool more. Thank you for watching.
All right, staying with the story, getting in breaking inputs, as we're being told that the newly elected BJP MLAs have been called for a meeting today at 3 p.m. at the BJP headquarters in Kolkata. This is the piece of big breaking input coming in, a very crucial meeting all set to take place. BJP now going to be huddling at 3 p.m. is what we are being told. All the newly elected Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs to be gathering in Kolkata at the BJP headquarters. Let's quickly go across to Kamalika, who will bring us more details to this meeting. So, Kamalika, on one hand, Mamata Banerjee may be weighing in on the options she has, whether it is political mobilization with the Indie bloc members or perhaps even weighing in on legal options. What is now going to be happening within the Bharatiya Janata Party?
See, today it's a preparatory meeting, that's what we are coming to know, and all the newly elected MLAs, they will go there and what needs to be done in next 3-4 days, because we know that Amit Shah will come and then finally the legislative party will have a meeting. So what are the do's and the don'ts, and what is in the future, like in coming 2-3 days, because probably the oath taking ceremony is will be on the 9th. So it is a preparatory meeting for which all the MLAs have been, the BJP MLAs have been called. So more than, they will all come today, the BJP headquarters in Salt Lake. This meeting will take place. So we know that after this, there is a process of Bharatiya Janata Party. And already Amit Shah has been appointed, Mohan Majhi, he will also come. And then the final legislative party meeting will take place thereafter. And then the Chief Minister's name will be declared and the oath is on 9. Today it is a preparatory meeting of the newly elected MLAs.
Okay, all right. So this meeting set to take place. Kamalika, tell us a little bit about the grand plans in place. You know, the big question, of course, remains, will the BJP declare Subhendu Adhikari as the Chief Minister? Everyone's second guessing and everyone's waiting till the Bharatiya Janata Party comes out with a formal confirmation on the same. But give us a sense of everything that's happening in the run-up to the grand oath-taking ceremony.
See, this is a big win for BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are going to celebrate in every way with a grand thing. And that's why what we are coming to know, that the oath-taking ceremony will take place on Pochishe Boishakh, which is Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's birthday. That means 9th of May. That's a very, very pious and auspicious day for the Bengalis. So, you know, they are going to start off the government with a touch of Bengal, with the Bengali Asmita, the Bengali chord. They want to touch the government with the Bengali chord. That's what we are coming to know. And there is no doubt, you know, all the guesses are only one person's. I really wonder whether there are any other front runner or not, because there are people, but since Subhendu Adhikari is the giant killer, he had the aggression, he did a history. So essentially, Subhendu Adhikari will become the Chief Minister. That's what we are getting it from sources. But BJP definitely is a party where there is a system, they'll follow the system, and nobody knows till the final name comes out. But all the guesses are also going towards the one person, that is Subhendu Adhikari. Also, Prime Minister will come, Home Minister will come, and all the BJP CMs will come. So it's going to be a...
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're tuned into CNN News 18. This is Nation at 5 with me, Poonam Burde. All of the focus is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, which gave a surprise, unexpected verdict. Vijay at the helm. He is going to be the next Chief Minister, but is that path to power going to be smooth sailing? Because what we're now learning is that there is a twist in the tale. Before we get to that, first up, the headlines. TVK Chief Vijay meets Tamil Nadu Governor at Lok Bhavan, submits letter to Governor staking claim to form the government. Congress ditches the DMK, allies with Vijay. Congress leaders meet Vijay at TVK headquarters before he approaches the Governor to stake claim. After Congress gives unconditional support to Vijay's TVK, Lok Sabha LOP Rahul Gandhi makes it clear that he is going to be attending Vijay's oath-taking ceremony when it happens. DMK calls the Congress backstabbers over alliance talks with TVK, says party benefited from the DMK support in the recent elections but now has dumped it. And in Bengal, the BJP is preparing for government formation. Subhendu Adhikari is the front runner. Oath-taking ceremony expected in Kolkata on Saturday. Home Minister Amit Shah to visit West Bengal tomorrow. No end to Bengal post-poll violence. BJP worker killed in Kolkata's New Town. CC Gyanesh Kumar directs zero-tolerance approach towards violence. And in Kerala, the race for the CM's chair is heating up. Congress leadership weighs options as KC Venugopal, Satishan and Ramesh Chanithala emerged front-runners in a tight internal contest. Punjab is on high alert after two separate IED blast incidents were reported in the last 24 hours. BJP slams the Aam Aadmi Party, alleges that the party is hand in glove with mafias. Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann hits back, accuses the BJP of orchestrating these blasts. Now, Vijay's TVK is all set to form the government in Tamil Nadu in alliance with the Congress, but they're still short of majority. The Congress, remember, extended conditional support earlier today, making it clear that the alliance will keep out any communal forces. The partnership is seen not limited to government formation. It is expected to continue into future Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elections as well.
Vijay met Tamil Nadu governor just a short while ago. He submitted the letter to stake claim to form the government. With the Congress tie-up with the TVK, the DMK and the AIADMK are pushed into opposition after years of dominance. The Congress is now on board, but the gap is still there. It has narrowed but not been closed. Left parties are yet to commit. An offer was sent to the CPI. The CPM also would be weighing in its options, both of which have 2 MLAs each. The focus remains on the final count though. Meanwhile, all preparations are on for the swearing-in ceremony of Thalapathy Vijay. Rahul Gandhi is expected to attend the oath-taking ceremony, adding political weight to this alliance. So how exactly is there going to be a power center really in Tamil Nadu? Because so far it looks like it is a minority government for Vijay if he forms government at the moment. 108 MLAs is what Vijay had. What he needs is 118 for simple majority. So how does he get close to that? We'll get you that number game, but here's some breaking news that's now coming in. Sources close to Raj Bhavan have told CNN News 18 that Vijay's claim was not found convincing enough by the Raj Bhavan, by the governor of Tamil Nadu, Rajendra Arlekar. The swearing-in ceremony is unlikely to take place tomorrow, is what we're learning. So, governor is not satisfied with Vijay being able to cobble up the majority, which is why there seems to now be this hiccup or a hurdle as far as Thalapathy Vijay's crowning glory is concerned. Remember, TVK had 108 MLAs. Congress has pledged its support to the TVK, bringing them an alliance with the 5 MLAs that the Congress brings along. The number is now at 113. 118 is the magic number. There are 5 seats short for Vijay to form government. He still is the single largest party, but he does not have the numbers to cobble up majority, which is why it looks like the governor of Tamil Nadu has not found it convincing enough to accept his request of staking claim to the government. Remember, Vijay and the TVK had also requested a time of 10 a.m. tomorrow for his swearing-in ceremony, but that's unlikely at the moment given that the governor does not seem satisfied with the claim that has been made by the TVK and Vijay of the numbers that they could cobble. 118 MLAs, like I said, is the magic number. How is it that Vijay could cobble up that number? Well, there are several scenarios that could play out. 5 MLAs at the minimum is what TVK needs to cross that mark. CPI, CPM put together have 4 MLAs together. The VCK has 2 MLAs. The PMK has 4. If all of them come out and support the TVK and Vijay, then they could be forming government. Remember, the left parties have already received an invitation, an offer from Vijay and from the TVK, but they are yet to decide. In fact, they had said that they would be meeting on Friday to decide whether they want to ally with TVK or not. PMK, of course, has been completely silent. Whether there is an offer, whether they're open to talks, we don't know just yet. But even with, even if the CPI, CPM and the left parties decide to give their support to TVK, they still would be 1 number short. And that seems to be the reason why the governor of Tamil Nadu is not convinced. Purnima, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details on this. Purnima, what exactly transpired? What is it that the governor conveyed to Vijay and to the TVK when they went to stake claim?
Well, initially the plan of the TVK was to have the swearing in tomorrow. Of course, they had invited players like the Congress, the left as well as VCK. Except for the Congress, the other 3 parties, both the left as well as VCK, they're all having meetings to discuss and decide whether to give support to TVK only tomorrow, and one of the parties is having a meeting day after tomorrow. Unless they get the numbers, the governor, sources close to the governor say that that unless they have the numbers, the swearing in is unlikely, and that the governor is not convinced that TVK has asked for time, but also swear in before they have the numbers. So unless they have the numbers, the governor is not convinced that the swearing in ceremony could take place. The TVK wanted to plan this for tomorrow, but unless they have the numbers, the governor unlikely is going to go ahead with the swearing in, which is why even though TVK has time and again said that tomorrow is a swearing in, unlikely that it will happen tomorrow. tomorrow, considering that the governor is not convinced with the numbers that the TVK has. 107 plus 5 is the number they have. Unless they have the 118 mark, the magic number, the governor is not convinced.
So the governor is not convinced at the moment, but he is the single largest party. Vijay, TVK has 108 MLAs. There is no one else, no other equation or no other alliance that has actually staked claim. So any details of why exactly it is that the governor believes that he should not take oath as the CM and then face the floor test?
Well, sources close to the governor say that unless they have the magic number, they will not be able to go ahead. The TVK, he's not convinced with the TVK's plan of action that yes, Congress is supporting them, but they are also hoping that the left and the VCK will in fact support them. Remember, Governor.
Right, so the governor is not convinced where those numbers are going to come from, which is why it seems like there is a minor hiccup or a hurdle for Vijay. Nabila also joining us, getting us more details on this. Nabila, it looks like there is a roadblock, so to say, at least temporarily. Any details, any inkling of how the TVK plans to overcome this?
From what we hear, this is only speculation here, Poonam. In fact, what we know is that the TVK is entirely geared up and prepared to take this oath tomorrow. And the entire venue of the Nehru Stadium is fully decked up. It's all set in place to initiate the oath taking. So highly unlikely that Vijay will not be able to cobble up the numbers. But it's a fact that that Vijay has presented to the governor that he has the numbers, but where is he getting it from? Possibly that's where there's clarity lacking. And that's why Governor Rajendra Arlekar is not convinced. But this message is as per sources. Will that lead to the halt of this oath taking that's to take place in the next barely a few hours, but that's tomorrow morning, less than 24 hours? That's highly unlikely. I still believe that Vijay is going to be going into taking the oath. He has the numbers. The TVK says that they have a surprise that they want, that they will not reveal the names of the people who are supporting them, but they indeed have the numbers, which is why they're confident. Now, whether the governor is in the know of this surprise, who are these people who are supporting apart from the Congress, that remains to be seen. But we've gone through all the equations, the permutations, the combinations. It appears that the left, the AIADMK, the DMK, these are parties that have about 1 each, 2 each. So has he able to bring all of them together to support him? Because a lot of these are also DMK's alliance partners. That we are not certain. But TVK says they have the numbers. Where do they have the numbers? Who are these people? Not sure.
But those details may not be public, but they would have had to put that.
Not to leave Chennai.
Right, and they would have had to put that in writing as far as taking claim and giving that letter to the governor would be. So the governor would be in the know of how many numbers they actually do have. So Purnima, do we have any details from your sources that you have got from the Raj Bhavan of how many members, how many MLAs support did the TVK mention in that letter that they submitted to the governor to stake claim?
Well, in fact, sources say 107 to 108 of the TVK and 5 from the Congress. And the magic number is 118. They still fall short of 5 members to form the majority. And without achieving the 118 mark, they will not be able to go ahead with the swearing in. They need the majority to form the government, and they fall short of 5, and therefore governor is not convinced with the TVK's plan of action. TVK, while meeting the governor, had reportedly told the governor that they have invited parties like the left and VCK, and that they will be able to prove the majority when the floor test happens, and they've also sought 2 weeks' time to prove the majority. But the governor is not convinced with that plan of action. Unless they have the 118 numbers, then the governor is not convinced to go ahead with the swearing in. So swearing in is unlikely, is what sources tell us.
Like it's really get set go sort of a situation, because all preparations seem to have been made at the Nehru Stadium. Since this morning we've been reporting from there as well, getting a sense of what the stadium could look like when that swearing in ceremony takes place. And now we have to hear from the TVK to know for sure what exactly transpired at the Raj Bhavan, what their future strategy is going to look like. But Nabila, I believe you're also in the vicinity of the Nehru Stadium. Any sort of preparations that are still going on there, or has that sort of tempered down?
Yeah, no, not at all. Preparations were on in full swing. In fact, I haven't yet gotten to enter. I've been stopping to speak to you. We were just about reaching before we were asked to just halt and give you this update. But what we know is, and I have people in the Nehru Stadium who have told us that preparations are on in full swing. In fact, it's already almost done. The place is now going to be sealed by evening. So there will be heavy deployment of police and security by the evening to secure that place, because that will be the fortress. And do remember that you already have invitations that have gone out. At least that's what we hear. The TVK has already invited Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is supposed to be coming in. There will be a lot of film stars. Believe me, there will be a lot of film stars from Tamil Nadu who will, and they are treated like gods in the state here. So they will also come in to cheer for Vijay, as he's a film star who's going to be the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu soon. So there will be a lot of security you can expect, and that place is already going to be fortified in the next few hours. So what I do know is that security arrangements is being beefed up, which means the place is now ready and set for the grand oath taking to take place tomorrow. And as we expect, TVK as a party is not experienced. They're 2 years old, or rather 2 years young, and they're very fresh into politics. They do not understand numbers, calculations, arithmetic, coalitions, alliances. They're just dabbling with it for the first time, and it's expected that they're going to be rough on the edges. That's exactly what's playing out as we see here. They're not able to explain to the governor the exact numbers. This confidence with which they say they have the numbers will not work. It's not a film, it's not a movie. This is real. They are about to form the government of Tamil Nadu, so they got to be immensely clear, and the governor has to be convinced. And the governor is going to give them options as well. Governor will give them options. In fact, I spoke to the governor myself right there on CNN News 18 just previous evening, last evening on my show at 7 on Brass Tacks. The governor, Rajendra Alekar, said there are multiple constitutional options that are there and available for Vijay to explore. And once we go through all the options, then we can settle on the government. But if he's not able to deliver on all the options that are available, then it's not going to be possible. He said that in as many words. There are limitations, but there's also a lot of scope for him to prove his numbers.
One of those scenarios would be that he would take oath as the Chief Minister of the state, and then he has to prove his majority on the floor of the House. If he passes the floor test, then he gets to be the CM, stay the CM, and can form government. If not, then future options will be explored. But we haven't even gotten to that stage yet, because so far the oath taking is not taking place, is what the governor seems to be suggesting. The governor's office, in fact, has told CNN News 18 that there seems to be a little hiccup or a roadblock as far as the roads to power for Vijay and the TVK is concerned. Just as yet, with 108 plus 5, which is 113 MLAs, the governor is not convinced that this is going to be a stable government. And Purnama, this also points to the kind of challenges that the TVK will have to face, even if they cobble up the numbers and do form government, isn't it? The fact that they're putting together a lot of these parties that may not necessarily align with their ideology would mean a rough and difficult 5-year term.
Absolutely. If you look at the kind of developments that have taken place, one of course is the possibility of Congress left VCK, but that will be too tight, and AIADMK in fact sent out feelers saying that if the TVK considers ADMK and if they want the support of the ADMK, then there will be a stable government for the next 5 years, because they need to have more than 118, at least 125. So that is something that the ADMK sent. They sent feelers even though there was no formal invitation sent by TVK to the AIADMK. The AIADMK said that for the TVK to be stable for the next 5 years, they need the support of a party like the AIADMK. So they've been open about it. Except for EPS, there are several other leaders who off the record say that they are open to supporting TVK to get the numbers, which is why interesting that when the Congress was offering support to the TVK, the one condition that they had was that TVK should not form alliance or should not invite other parties that function on communal lines. That's something that Congress had made it clear, and right now TVK is also trying to get the support of left and VCK. If that happens by night and if they are able to prove the number 118, then the swearing in can happen tomorrow. So now we'll have to wait and see whether the TVK will try to convince the left and VCK. All these three smaller parties are holding meetings tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see if the left and VCK try to decide by tonight so that TVK can go ahead as per plans for the swearing in. But that number, 118, only if TVK gets that will the swearing in happen tomorrow, is what sources from the Raj Bhavan tell us.
Right, Purnima and Nabila, do stay on with us, because where is it that these numbers are actually going to come from for the TVK if they were to go with full confidence of the Raj Bhavan that yes, this will be a stable government. Right now, they have 5 MLAs from the Congress party, so 108 of the TVK alone plus 5 of the Congress would make up for about 113. What happens to that 5 gap that still remains? And that's really the big question here. Another offer that is on the table for the TVK is that of the AIADMK. There are 47 MLAs of the AIADMK. If they were to ally with the TVK, it would be a complete smooth sailing for Vijay. Why is this that it may work? Is that there is a wider grassroots reach as far as the AIADMK is concerned, something that the TVK could benefit from. Remember, they are an extremely young party. They lack the organizational strength or the machinery a political party would need on ground to run a government. AIADMK's backing would help them with that. But what may happen is that the AIADMK may want greater share of the pie in the alliance given their experience. If they try and dominate this alliance, then that would be trouble for Vijay to be the man in charge. As far as the AIADMK's offer goes, the stronger Dravidian backing for the TVK could actually help them in parts where they have no presence at the moment. So for the future, it could help the TVK and Vijay to get somebody like the AIADMK in their corner. But it is an old guard versus the new guard sort of politics that could emerge. Vijay is trying to send out a message of being the alternative to these two Dravidian parties that may be blunted if he decides to take the help of these 47 MLAs to form government. What is also important is that anti-incumbency against the AIADMK for their past may weigh down the alliance that Vijay would bring into the table. There might be fatigue that comes in, there might be frustration that comes in that AIADMK brings along for the TVK, something that Vijay would not want to work with. The numbers though ensure that there is greater stability, unlike cobbling together the Congress, the VCK, the left parties, where he's just about over the finish line on the majority mark. With the AIADMK in its corner, the numbers would be at a much higher level, which would mean that there is greater stability for the government for that 5-year term. So whether the AIADMK is open to this kind of joining hands with the TVK, we don't know just yet, because Purnima, there seems to be a sort of a split within the AIADMK camp as well. One side is not so convinced about allying with the TVK, but over 30 MLAs were at the former finance minister's residence. There was a meeting with Mr. Shanmugam earlier today where they did want to ally with TVK and be part of the government.
Absolutely. In fact, Edappadi Palanisamy is not keen on any sort of support to TVK. But some of the senior leaders from the AIADMK, whether it's the AIADMK leader CV Shanmugam or even SP Velumani, so they are all open to helping the TVK form the government, but they also want share in power. They also want some of the portfolios to be given to the AIADMK. AIADMK sources say that they have been sending feelers since morning. We've seen some of them say that there is some momentum and wait till evening for that to happen. Some of the ADMK MLAs and leaders, except for Edappadi Palanisamy, they want to help the TVK, but in turn they also want sharing of power. So that is also one of the scenarios that is being looked into, because if you look at the Congress left as well as VCK, right now the Congress is in fact open to supporting the TVK. But if the AIADMK is ready to support, then they have to snap ties with the BJP for the Congress to be okay with that. Congress is okay with ADMK minus the BJP is what sources from the Congress say. But whether all these can be worked out, or whether the left and the VCK itself will take that decision to support TVK at the earliest, so TVK can swear in tomorrow. Next few hours is going to be crucial to see if the smaller parties are open to supporting TVK to help the TVK form the government and have the swearing in ceremony as planned for tomorrow.
Even if that does happen, Nabila, even if TVK and Vijay manage to get all of these smaller parties together, I mean, his biggest test as a new entrant into politics is going to be to maintain this balance and keep everyone together, isn't it? I mean, that could be one of his first challenges that he faces.
And so it's going to be interesting because the word is that tomorrow at the oath-taking ceremony, if at all it happens, there are going to be 5 cabinet ministers who will also take oath. So like you rightly asked, it's got to be well balanced. If at all Vijay gets, if he gets AIADMK as a support, then it's good because it's 47 MLAs. If they're all in one unit, it's 47 MLAs unless there's a breakaway faction, a 2/3 number that wants to support Vijay and it literally splits the AIADMK party. But that scenario is being spoken about, but no confirmation on that as yet. But if at all he takes a CPIM, a CPI, IUML, left, VCK, right? These are parties that have got two seats each. All of these are actually right now part of the secular alliance of the DMK. With the DMK leading this, they are all part of DMK alliance. But now, DMK has said very clearly that they are sure that none of these parties will go to Vijay. That Congress, they are unsure. They're not sure of the Congress, which we now know the Congress has confirmed that they are supporting Vijay. But DMK was very sure that the CPI, CPIM, VCK will not support the Vijay-led coalition. So there is, of course, a lot of animosity right now around whether the left, CPIM and IUML, whether these parties, smaller parties, are really going to support Vijay. And if at all they are, then why have they not come out openly and said it as yet? Why is Vijay not able to convince the governor? So that's a big question, which means it boils down to the AIADMK having a chance.
Absolutely, and we're getting insight, in fact, as to what happened at the Raj Bhavan and the Governor House when Vijay and the TVK leaders went and met him, submitted that letter to stake claim. This is what we're learning from our sources, that the Governor has asked that there has to be support of 118 MLAs, which is the halfway mark or the majority mark in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. Only then can the swearing-in ceremony can happen. That was the message that was made very clear by the Governor of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Arlekar. Rohini now joins us, getting us more details on this. Rohini, what more can you share with us?
Well, that's what, because the governor, she doesn't seem to be convinced with the fact that the numbers that that TVK's Vijay has given him, saying that he's the single largest party and he'd like to stake claim to form the government, that isn't good enough. He needs the number 118, which is the majority mark, before he can even give the green signal for the oath-taking ceremony as well as to form the government. See, right now, the TVK has 108 seats. They have the support of the Congress with 5 seats. But if you look at the numbers, Vijay has contested from 2 seats, so it'll reduce by 1 seat. And so there will be the point remains that he will have to cobble up as much of support as possible. They have reached the VCK. They have reached out to the VCK. A letter has gone to the VCK already. A high-level meeting of the VCK is being conducted because they will also take a call whether they want to align with the TVK or not. In terms of the IUML, they have made it very clear that they do not want to, as of now, align with the TVK. Whether they will have a change of heart is something that needs to be seen. Another more important part is, especially in Rajbhavan, when the combination took place, while the congratulatory messages were exchanged about the TVK winning with such a handsome victory that they had, but the governor insisted that that halfway mark has to be complete, because and then only they can come and stake claim. So now again the ball is back in the TVK's court. Till morning, when they had sent out a letter to the governor, the ball was in the governor's court, and the governor has pushed it back and said, get us the numbers, get me the numbers, show me that you have a majority, and then you can go ahead and form a government.
So what comes next, in the sense that is there a time frame, Rohini, until when he has to cobble up those numbers and go back to the governor, or is that something that the governor has given the TVK and Vijay the leeway for?
Well, there is no time frame. It is ASAP. If the TVK wants to get the act together and want to form the government and have the oath-taking ceremony by tomorrow, it's a matter of hours they need to do that, and possibly then they will have to ask the governor for time again, and the governor will have to meet them, and we'll have to see. So this is not going to be nothing short of a political drama that is playing out. You can even look at a midnight political drama playing out here, but at the same time, we'll have to see how much the TVK will have to how they will reach out to the various smaller parties, DMDK, AIADMK, VCK, all of them, and even the left parties, they have 2 seats each. VCK has 2 seats each. The others have 1 seat each. So he'll have to get in the numbers. There was a communication that we saw where the TVK said they are not in talks with any of the NDA allies, talking about clearly the ADMK. But the ADMK was ready to hold talks. There were enough discussion that was taking place. We did see how my colleague Purnima also has been breaking through the day and saying how the ADMK was looking and discussing, and there were internal meetings that were taking place. Now, whether they will look at that, because at ADMK is something we need to see, because the condition that the Congress has given to the TVK that they will support the TVK is only when they keep the BJP out. So that is something now, it's a catch-22 for the TVK. We'll have to see how their expert strategists, including Sengotian, who is a very senior leader who has had an immense amount of experience in the ADMK. He was a minister as well, who's now with the TVK, who's also a strategist with him right now, how they're going to wriggle out of this current situation.
Absolutely. Rohini, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front. But talking about those numbers and that 118 magic figure that the TVK has to arrive at, where is it that the TVK will actually get these numbers from? So at the moment, TVK has 108. Those are their own MLAs. 5 of the Congress are with them. That's the commitment that the Congress has come out with. So put together, that's 113. He still needs 5 more for that magic mark of 118 for the governor to actually be convinced that he takes oath as the CM. So here's what his options are. The PMK has 4 MLAs. If the PMK decides to join hands with Vijay, then they would need one more MLA, one more number to reach that 118 mark. But the PMK is part of the NDA alliance, so will they actually tie up with Vijay or not? We don't know just yet. The CPI, to whom an offer has been sent out, stands at about 2. The CPM also has 2 MLAs. So put together, the CPI and the CPM bring 4 MLAs with them. So if these two decide to ally with TVK and the Congress, that number again would be one number short of 118. VCK again has 2 MLAs. The VCK2 is also mulling options of whether or not they want to ally with TVK, with Vijay, and where the road to that could lead. If all of these parties decide to come together, if all of them decide to ally with the Congress and the TVK, then that magic figure would reach 123, which is comfortably past the majority mark, that is 118. So in this situation, Dalapati Vijay will not have to worry about being the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, about taking oaths. He can then put out this letter of staking claim to the governor with his number of 123 and stake claim and take that oath. But whether these parties actually come out and back him, the big question is there. So there is scenario number 2, where the number of individuals and arriving at the number of 118 will not be such a big problem for TVK and Vijay. That scenario is if the AIADMK and TVK decide to join hands. 108 is what the TVK has. AIADMK has 47 MLAs. Over 30 odd MLAs today were in the favor of joining hands with Vijay. The faction that is still not convinced has the chief of the party, which is why it's extremely important to have all of them on board. But if there is no split in the party, if all of them unitedly decide to back the TVK, that number would then stand at 155. So not only would Vijay and the TVK form government in Tamil Nadu, but they also will have a much more stable government, given where their numbers would stand at that moment. Whether the AIADMK decides to give that support to the TVK, that's something that is still uncertain. The AIADMK, like all other parties in Tamil Nadu, still weighing its options of which way to go. Until then, unfortunately for the TVK and for Vijay, the road to power is still riddled with hiccups. We'll get you more details on the other side of this very quick break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, staying with the story, getting in breaking inputs, as we're being told that the newly elected BJP MLAs have been called for a meeting today at 3 p.m. at the BJP headquarters in Kolkata. This is the piece of big breaking input coming in, a very crucial meeting all set to take place. BJP now going to be huddling at 3 p.m. is what we are being told. All the newly elected Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs to be gathering in Kolkata at the BJP headquarters. Let's quickly go across to Kamalika, who will bring us more details to this meeting. So, Kamalika, on one hand, Mamata Banerjee may be weighing in on the options she has, whether it is political mobilization with the Indie bloc members, or perhaps even weighing in on legal options. What is now going to be happening within the Bharatiya Janata Party?
See, today it's a preparatory meeting. That's what we are coming to know. And all the newly elected MLAs, they will go there and what needs to be done in next 3-4 days, because we know that Amit Shah will come and then finally the legislative party will have a meeting. So what are the do's and the don'ts, and what is in the future, like in coming 2-3 days, because probably the oath taking ceremony will be on the 9th. So it is a preparatory meeting for which all the MLAs have been, the BJP MLAs have been called. So more than, they will all come today, the BJP headquarters in Salt Lake. This meeting will take place. So we know that after this there is a process of Bharatiya Janata Party and already Amit Shah has been appointed, Mohan Majhi, he will also come. And then the final legislative party meeting will take place thereafter. And then the Chief Minister's name will be declared and the oath is on 9. Today it is a preparatory meeting of the newly elected MLAs.
Okay, all right. So this meeting set to take place. Kamalika, tell us a little bit about the grand plans in place. You know, the big question, of course, remains, will the BJP declare Subhendu Adhikari as the Chief Minister? Everyone's second guessing and everyone's waiting till the Bharatiya Janata Party comes out with a formal confirmation on the same. But give us a sense of everything that's happening in the run-up to the grand oath-taking ceremony.
See, this is a big win for BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are going to celebrate in every way with a grand thing. And that's why what we are coming to know, that the oath-taking ceremony will take place on Pochishe Boishakh, which is Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's birthday. That means 9th of May. That's a very, very pious and auspicious day for the Bengalis. So, you know, they are going to start off the government with a touch of Bengal, with the Bengali Asmita, the Bengali chord. They want to touch the government with the Bengali chord. That's what we are coming to know. And there is no doubt, you know, all the guesses are only one person's. I really wonder whether there are any other front runner or not, because there are people, but since Subhendu Adhikari is the giant killer, he had the aggression, he did a history. So essentially, Subhendu Adhikari will become the Chief Minister. That's what we are getting it from sources. But BJP definitely is a party where there is a system, they'll follow the system, and nobody knows till the final name comes out. But all the guesses are also going towards the one person, that is Subhendu Adhikari. Also, Prime Minister will come, Home Minister will come, and all the BJP CMs will come. So it's going to be a grand affair here.
And you know, Kamalika, this strategizing is coming all the way to the national capital as well, because yesterday we were also told that the central observer will remain the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, with the co-observer being the Odisha CM himself. What else can you tell us in terms of the preparations that are being made? Any exchanges happening between the national capital and Kolkata?
Obviously, because you know, this was a dream of Bharatiya Janata Party, and this is very close to Narendra Modi ji and also Amit Shah ji. So this is something which is.
Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Griha Atul and you're watching The Nation at 5. Let's now take a look at the developments from the state of West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee is refusing to concede defeat, calling this entire verdict a conspiracy and insisting that her party has morally won. The outgoing chief minister says that she will not resign, alleging that the mandate was influenced by force. But even as Mamata questions the result, a reality check is coming from within her own party, as a senior TMC MP has acknowledged that polling was largely peaceful, undercutting claims of large-scale rigging. The leaders also admitted that the party failed to read the consolidation of Hindu voters and also has flagged some high-handedness by the central forces. But he does not back Mamata's conspiracy charge. The BJP has dismissed Mamata's claims as deflection. Now, as Didi raises this pitch, voices within are offering a more grounded assessment.
Hardly আমি যদি শপথ দিতে যেতাম তাহলে আমি রেজিগনেশনটা করতাম এখন তো কোশ্চেন ডাজন্ট অ্যারাইজ জোর করে দখল করে যদি কেউ মনে করে যে আমি কি রেজিগনেশন দিতে হবে নো নট দ্যাট নাও অলসো আই ওয়ান্ট টু সে দ্যাট we didn't lose the election It is their forceful attempt to defeat us.
Shogotada, what do you think what is the reason of this saffron surge and tsunami of the saffron camp? And it's absolutely debacle. Even Mamata Banerjee loses.
See, I have not spoken with too many people. Yesterday I was there in the county and came back. Not been feeling well, so I rested at home today. The obvious reply to your question is, there was A, Hindu concentration, and B, anti-incumbents. The two combined.
Do you think the election took place properly with less violence?
Yes. Our people have complained about overaction by the central forces, but generally nobody died on both the election days, which is a good thing.
Mamata Banerjee stating that she'll not resign, and there is some post-poll violence according to the party thing. So how do you plan to go about it? And a lot of people might...
I have not been party to any discussion. I have not spoken with Mamata Banerjee. I am a Trinamool MP, so I cannot say anything against the party. What Mamata Banerjee does as party supremo is the party's decision.
And it's not just Shogoto Roy. More and more insiders seems to be speaking out. After the Trinamool Congress MP, Mr. Roy, there are more claims. This time it's a former TMC leader, Jawahar Sarkar, who has gone on record and said that TMC was taken over by the wrong people. They are corrupt people. And this is something that he's going on record with. Listen in.
I saw your pieces, but very quickly, what are the two big reasons you think that TMC lost out in these elections?
You know, I stated all of it in writing, which is most unpolitical. I was invited to join the TMC parliamentary party, not the party. I never joined. Parliamentary party like Sagarika and others. So I joined because we were told to raise issues on behalf of Bengal and come up with that bureaucratic knowledge, etc. Take a sock at Modi, which was kosher for us. But then down the line when you were working, you found that the party had, after 12 years, been rather taken over by people of the wrong type. It happens in all parties. Every party has its own quota of hoodlums, its own quota of fixers, money collectors, etc. But this was in the context of Bengal. Bengal has this, snooty thing, high-nosed thing about corruption and all that. He said, "ठीक है, बिहार में corruption होने दो ना, बंगाल में क्यों?" That sort of attitude. So there was this public fury against day-to-day corruption. You were repairing a veranda, somebody would come knock and say, "पैसा दीजिए."
इस बिल्डिंग में वापस आएंगे सर आप लोग?
देखिए 2021 में हम लोग ये घोषणा किए थे कि हम लोग सरकार राइटर्स बिल्डिंग से ही सरकार का परिचालना करेंगे। उसका एक अलग महत्व है, उसका साथ बहुत लोगों का भावना जुड़ा है, बहुत सारी स्मृति है उसका एक खिलाफ। और ये अभी जो कलर पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है ना, हम लोग इसका खिलाफ है। सरकार का पास इतना पैसा भी नहीं होगा जो रातों रात सारा ब्लू वाइट को चेंज करके दूसरा कुछ कर दे। लेकिन जो इंटरनेशनल लॉ के खिलाफ है, आपका जो रास्ते के ऊपर जिसमें काला पीला होना चाहिए उसमें सफ़ेद और नीली कर दिया, उसको तो हम चेंज करें।
नाइट में सारे डीजी मीटिंग कर रहे, सारे पुलिस के आला कमान, आपका क्या मैसेज रहेगा पुलिस की ओर से?
डीजे बंद करो, ये सब नहीं चलेगा। सरकार बनने दीजिए, 2-3 दिन ये चलेगा, सब जगह पे हम लोगों का कंट्रोल नहीं है। हमारा कार्यकर्ता को हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो अचानक हमारा झंडा निकल कर कोई रास्ते में निकल गया और किसी का ऊपर उन्होंने हल्ला बोल दिया, तो उसमें हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन हम करना चाहिए। सरकार बनाने दीजिए, हमारा जिम्मेदारी हमको लेने दीजिए। हम लोग CS से बात किया, DG से बात किया, CP से बात किया, काल भी हमारा व्यक्तिगत रूप में DG से हमने बात किया, CP से बात करा। कोई रंग नहीं देखना है, बुलडोज कर दो सबको, ऐसा नहीं चल सकता है। कोई पैसा उठाना नहीं, कोई एक्सटॉर्शन नहीं, कोई प्रमोटर का दरवाजे पर ताला नहीं, किसी दूसरे पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का ऑफिस दरवाजे पर ताला नहीं, रात में DJ बजाना बंद।
Shogatoda, what do you think that what is the reason of this saffron surge and tsunami of the saffron camp? And it's absolutely debacle. Even Mamata Banerjee loses.
See, I have not spoken with too many people. Yesterday I was there in the county and came back. Not been feeling well, so I rested at home.
दुनिया छोड़ना पड़ता है एक दिन, गद्दी तो 2 दिन का है। ये भ्रम में न रहे कि उनका पैतृक संपत्ति है। जनता ने उनको 15 साल समय दिया, सिवाय भ्रष्टाचार और हिंसा के कुछ नहीं किए। लोगों का जीना हराम कर दिया। एक डॉक्टर बेटी की रेप मर्डर हुई, उसका न्याय तो नहीं मिला। उनकी मां को जिस भाषा से उनके पार्टी के लोगों ने अपमान किया है, जनता भूला नहीं है, इसका हिसाब होगा। ममता बनर्जी क्या कह रही, दुनिया को कोई मतलब नहीं है।
ममता बनर्जी जी ने बयान दिया है कि वह हारी नहीं है और वह इस कारण से इस्तीफा अर्थात रेजिग्नेशन नहीं देंगी, वो मुख्यमंत्री बनी रहेंगी। यह हास्यास्पद भी है और चिंताजनक भी है। यह चिंताजनक इसलिए है कि भारतवर्ष के लोकतंत्र में इस प्रकार की सुंदरता है। आजादी से लेकर अभी तक इस प्रकार की परिस्थिति कभी नहीं बनाई जाती है कि 2 पार्टी आपस में उलझ जाए। कल ही जनता के जवाब का नतीजे निकले हैं। जनता को इस प्रकार दरकिनार कर देना यह उचित नहीं है। ममता जी, मुझे लगता है, बंगाल की जनता और बंगाल की जनता की भावनाओं का कदर करेंगी।
होता है और किस तरीके से वो प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे वो उनका अधिकार है। अब जो कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटीज है उनको क्या करना चाहिए वो तय करेंगे। उन्होंने, ममता जी ने साफ बताया है कि जिस तरीके से चुनाव में लूट मचाया गया है, हम हारे नहीं है, मतलब जिस तरीके से लूट के हराया गया है। मैं आपको मतलब सुबह से मैं ऐसे 100 कैंडिडेट से बात कर चुका हूं जो कह रहे हैं कि 17C फॉर्म, और ये मैं पहले भी कहा हूं, मैं फिर कह रहा हूं कि जो ईवीएम में वोट होता है वो शायद ना मैनिपुलेट हो, लेकिन ईवीएम्स कैन बी रिप्लेस्ड। भय आउट भरोसा इनका नारा देके आया था, अभी 24 घंटा नहीं हुआ है, कम से कम 300 से 400 पार्टी ऑफिसेस तोड़े गए।
इसमें पार्टी प्रवक्ता बताएगा, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में सब लिखा हुआ है, ज्यादा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं। इसमें पार्टी प्रवक्ता बताएगा, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में सब लिखा हुआ है, ज्यादा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं।
আমাদের প্রাক্তন মুখ্যমন্ত্রী বলবো এখন, তিনি স্বাস্থ্যমন্ত্রী, তিনি ভেবেছিলেন আমার মেয়েটা একদম সাধারণ পরিবার থেকে উঠে আসা একটা মেয়ে, তাকে খুন করে এটা সুইসাইড চালানো কোনো কিছুই সমস্যা হবে না, আর এর বাবা মাকে কিছু টাকা ধরিয়ে দেব, সমস্যাটা এখানেই মিটে যাবে। কিন্তু সেটাই ওনার বেমারুং হয়ে ফিরে এসেছে। আমার মেয়ে সাধারণ থেকে অসাধারণ ছিল, তার মতো কি বলবো, আমি মা হিসাবে তাকে পেয়ে আমি সত্যিই গর্বিত ছিলাম, এখনো আছি, পরবর্তীতেও থাকবো।
আপনি কি চান যে প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে আপনি বলবেন কি সবথেকে প্রথমে ওমেন সেফটি, মহিলা যে
সেফটি, আমার কোনো জায়গায় যেন মেয়েরা এরকম ঘটনা যদিও বা ঘটে, আমি চাই না কোনো ঘটুক, তা যেন মেয়েদের প্রকাশ্যে আনা হয়, এই বিলটা আমি প্রধানমন্ত্রীর কাছে চাই।
মমতা ব্যানার্জি আপনি কি বলতে চান?
ধিক্কার, ওনার নামটাও আমি আর মনে করতে চাই না।
And in West Bengal, the BJP isn't just forming a government, it's rewriting the Bengal script as the seat of power now is moving. BJP State President Shamik Bhattacharya, in an exclusive and emotional conversation with CNN News 18, has confirmed that the new secretariat will not be Nabonno. Instead, the government is now headed back to the historic Writers' Building. Shamik Bhattacharya also tells us that this is about reclaiming Bengal's lost legacy. He's also signalled a total revision mode, vowing to tear up the blue and white branding of the Mamata years and replace colour politics with the rule of law. This is the version coming out from the Bharatiya Janata Party. This move, remember, aims to dismantle the Trinamool Congress legacy, which includes reversing the blue and white colour scheme and utilising the 1777 built heritage site to signal a return to the traditional governance. Is this a return to tradition or a direct strike at the Trinamool Congress's 15-year legacy? Now remains the big question, which my colleague Kamalika seems to be dissecting. Let's take a look.
इस बिल्डिंग में वापस आएंगे सर आप लोग?
देखिए 2021 में हम लोग ये घोषणा किए थे कि हम लोग सरकार राइटर्स बिल्डिंग से ही सरकार का परिचालना करेंगे। उसका एक अलग महत्व है, उसका साथ बहुत लोगों का भावना जुड़ा है, बहुत सारी स्मृति है उसका एक खिलाफ। और ये अभी जो कलर पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है ना, हम लोग इसका खिलाफ है। सरकार का पास इतना पैसा भी नहीं होगा कि रातों रात सारा ब्लू वाइट को चेंज करके दूसरा कुछ कर दे, लेकिन जो इंटरनेशनल लॉ के खिलाफ है, आपका जो रास्ते के ऊपर जिसमें काला पीला होना चाहिए उसमें सफ़ेद और नीली कर दिया, उसको तो हम चेंज करें।
नाइट में सारे डीजी मीटिंग कर रहे, सारे पुलिस के आला कमान, आपका क्या मैसेज रहेगा पुलिस के ओर?
डीजे बंद करो, ये सब नहीं चलेगा। सरकार बनने दीजिए, 2-3 दिन ये चलेगा, सब जगह पे हम लोगों का कंट्रोल नहीं है। हमारा कार्यकर्ता को हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो अचानक हमारा झंडा निकल कर कोई रास्ते में निकल गया और किसी का ऊपर उन्होंने हल्ला बोल दिया, तो उसमें हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन हम करना चाहिए। सरकार बनाने दीजिए, हमारा जिम्मेदारी हमको लेने दीजिए। हम लोग सीएस से बात किया, डीजी से बात किया, सीपी से बात किया, काल भी हमारा व्यक्तिगत रूप में डीजी से हमने बात किया, सीपी से बात करा। कोई रंग नहीं देखना है, बुलडोज कर दो सबको, ऐसा नहीं चल सकता है। कोई पैसा उठाना नहीं, कोई एक्सटॉर्शन नहीं, कोई प्रमोटर का दरवाजे पर ताला नहीं, किसी दूसरे पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का ऑफिस दरवाजे पर ताला नहीं, रात में डीजे बजाना बंद।
Let me take this across to my colleagues, in fact, Payal and Pallavi, who are joining us on the broadcast. Pallavi, coming to you first, this is going to be a big shift when it is about governance, from where it is going to be done in West Bengal, shifting out of Nabonno, going to the Writers' Building is in fact also directly denting into where it is going to be hurting Mamata Banerjee the most. Certainly, we can expect a lot of that pushback, which we are already seeing from Mamata Banerjee as she is refusing to even step down as the Chief Minister. Pallavi?
Is that question for me?
Yes, Pallavi.
Okay, so for those of us who walked around in Kolkata and other parts of Bengal, the colour has always held a very much of a political colour, if I may say so. The red, which is the left, which has been identified with the red colour, that has been replaced when, Mamata Banerjee unseated them. As far as the left was in power over here, she, under the garb of, renovation, had shifted out, and she had said, I'm going to not sit here, I'll go to Nabonno. But there's a reason why she refused to enter to Writers' Building, because one, so deep was her hatred for the left that she decided she's not going to share any space which was occupied by the left earlier. Second, it was, I think, in 2003 or 2004 when Mamata Banerjee, while protesting against the left government, was actually thrown out of the Writers' Building, and she said that she's never ever going to enter or anywhere near the building till she becomes the Chief Minister. She did become the Chief Minister, but she never occupied Writers' Building, and Nabonno had become the seat of power. And not just that, the whole of Kolkata, you can see it around me in many parts of the pockets, all of them are done and coloured in the colour of the Trinamool Congress, which is blue and white. I think the BJP's transition to power over here is also going to bring about yet another change of color over here. Whether the BJP is actually going to go in for a saffron, well, that's not the first indication which seems to be coming in. So we'll have to wait to see what really happens. But Nobunna, at this point of time, is in news also because all the files and the documents which are considered to be extremely valuable, all of them have been put under a scanner. No article or no document is going to be allowed to step out. But clearly, Mamata Banerjee's 15 years of reign was identified by her deep hatred for the left earlier, which is why she tried to replace everything red in the city, and now we'll have to wait to see what happens under the BJP rule.
Right, absolutely. So while the BJP is pretty much saying that there is going to be a shift in the seat of power back to the writers' building, they're also in that same breath talking about how they want to refrain from making it a politics of color. It will be a rule-based order that will replace the lawlessness under the Trinamool Congress. So this is the stance so far of the Bharatiya Janata Party. But talking about the left question, while Bengal voted in both the phases, this one aspect also came into fore. The very, very age-old left supporters who did not have any choice but to go ahead and not vote for the Trinamool Congress ended up voting for the BJP.
Yes, we'll have to just wait and see what the BJP government, once sworn into power on the 9th of May, really decides to do. Because the writers' building currently is not in a great state, to say the least, as well. It's pretty much in tatters and a lot of renovation is taking place. Having said that, this is a heritage structure and nobody can really tamper with its basic structure, is what we also understand. So the BJP is saying that while there are a lot of emotional messages coming in from the party cadre, for example, saying that Brigade Ground, which is stood for what Bengal really stood for, should be the venue. Then there was a time, when people said, a certain date needs to be adhered to. So all of these things are gradually being stitched up. Right now, the BJP is of the opinion that first the government needs to be formed and the seat of power needs to be sealed, because there is a lot of work which needs to be done. Bengal, if the BJP government starts working today, probably will be able to come to at least a certain level only in the next 5 years. So you're not going to expect a miracle overnight. There's a lot of work which has to be done. So where the power really begins from, where it sits from, that's the least of the interest as far as the BJP is concerned. But of course, they want to send in a strong message saying that we are a government which works for the people and we are going to be a people's government. Of course, no doubt whatsoever, for anybody who's lived in Kolkata, understand the importance of writers' building and why it is so significant.
Right, absolutely. Pal, thank you so much for that. Also, Pallavi, we have a reaction coming in. Let's take a look at that.
BJP is going to shift back to the writers' building, the same writers' building which was completely abandoned by Mamata Banerjee. Your first thoughts as on this?
This will be a very welcome decision because after all, since the British days, it has been the center of the power, and Mahakaran or writers' building, it has a history and associated with the freedom struggle also. Binay Badal Dinesh, Bibdi Bagh is that name because of Binay Badal Dinesh, who had this battle in the veranda of writers' building, the then British Empire, and the youth take pride on that, and then it was seat of power because of the Congress days and the left rule also. But Mamata Banerjee also said that this is how she is untruthful. When initially she said it will take 6 months for repairing because she want to upgrade it, and within 6 months it will come back. But she never came back.
All right, staying with the story, getting in breaking inputs, as we're being told that the newly elected BJP MLAs have been called for a meeting today at 3 p.m. at the BJP headquarters in Kolkata. This is the piece of big breaking input coming in, a very crucial meeting all set to take place. BJP now going to be huddling at 3 p.m. is what we are being told. All the newly elected Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs to be gathering in Kolkata at the BJP headquarters. Let's quickly go across to Kamalika, who will bring us more details to this meeting. So, Kamalika, on one hand, Mamata Banerjee may be weighing in on the options she has, whether it is political mobilization with the Indie bloc members or perhaps even weighing in on legal options. What is now going to be happening within the Bharatiya Janata Party?
See, today it's a preparatory meeting, that's what we are coming to know, and all the newly elected MLAs, they will go there, and what needs to be done in next 3-4 days, because we know that Amit Shah will come and then finally the legislative party will have a meeting. So what are the do's and the don'ts, and what is in the future, like in coming 2-3 days, because probably the oath taking ceremony will be on the 9th. So it is a preparatory meeting for which all the MLAs have been, the BJP MLAs have been called. So more than, they will all come today, the BJP headquarters in Salt Lake. This meeting will take place. So we know that after this there is a process of Bharatiya Janata Party, and already Amit Shah has been appointed, Mohan Majhi, he will also come, and then the final legislative party meeting will take place thereafter. And then the Chief Minister's name will be declared, and the oath is on 9. Today it is a preparatory meeting of the newly elected MLAs.
Okay, all right. So this meeting set to take place. Kamalika, tell us a little bit about the grand plans in place. You know, the big question, of course, remains, will the BJP declare Suvendu Adhikari as the Chief Minister? Everyone's second guessing, and everyone's waiting till the Bharatiya Janata Party comes out with a formal confirmation on the same. But give us a sense of everything that's happening in the run-up to the grand oath-taking ceremony.
See, this is a big win for BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are going to celebrate in every way with a grand thing. And that's why what we are coming to know, that it will be...
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Not satisfied with overturning the political ground in Tamil Nadu, Thalapathy Vijay is now rubbing salt in DMK's wounds, adding insult to injury. Vijay has approached almost all of the DMK alliance partners, with Congress already having split and pledged their support to the TVK. Next in line could be left parties and even the VCK. So Congress has invited the backstabber tag by the DMK after ditching them just because the results didn't go their way this time. A section of the Congress wanted to come together with the TVK before polls but didn't have the nerve. Now their leaders have told their high command that if we don't do this now, our MLAs could move anyways and leave us. But they're also projecting this as some sort of a principled stance to uphold the mandate and keep communal forces at bay. Remember, Vijay is wasting no time. He has met the governor earlier today and staked claim he wants a 10 a.m. swearing in tomorrow. Preparations for which have already been underway, but he may not have the full numbers just yet on paper. The mandate and the overwhelming sentiment is in favor. It is unlikely anyone would want to come in his way. But there is a twist in the tale as Vijay met the governor earlier today in the afternoon. There is a twist. The last word from the governor as of now is that Vijay should show his majority on paper if he wants to be sworn in. So whether that swearing in happens tomorrow morning or not, we don't know just yet. But let's break down the numbers. What do the numbers currently look like? Well, 108 or 107 of the TVK, because Vijay won from 2 seats, he'll have to give up 1. 5 of the Congress party, majority mark is 118. The big question is exactly who else will come together with him. This is the big question right now. Ideally, he would like to be well over the mark of 118, be a little bit comfortable so that he doesn't have to depend on those smaller parties with 1 or 2 MLAs threatening him in the future and breaking away and shaking his new government. So let's take a look at the other parties that could join him soon. Of course, one of the names is of the PMK that has 4 MLAs right now. The PMK, why would they join TVK? Because they are known to shift between blocks purely for power and caste gains. They may back TVK to gain leverage and secure concessions for the one-year base. DMK's decline is also a major opportunity for it to expand its base by backing the TVK. Another name doing the rounds is that of the VCK party, which only has 2 MLAs, but they are also likely to push for social justice and Dalit rights agenda in a quote-unquote secular coalition. Anti-caste social justice stance will align with Vijay's Dravidian light pitch. And a weakened DMK allows VCK2 to pivot without losing the ideological ground. Then come the left parties. Together, CPI and CPIM have 4 MLAs in Tamil Nadu. Well, they could get a big bargaining power without long-term commitment if they were to come together with the TVK. And TVK's secular anti-BJP line fits the left's core positioning very well. They can also push labour, welfare and other agenda in this new coalition. But what did TVK and Congress both put their principles aside to come together? Yes, they wanted to align before polls, but that didn't happen. The mandate was clearly not for the Congress, which was seen effectively as the establishment with the DMK that Vijay was taking on. So who has compromised here? Here is what Vijay said before the elections. Let's play out what the line of each party was before the elections and now as the two parties come together. So this is what Vijay said before elections, that DMK is our political rival, BJP is our ideological adversary. We will not align with either of them before elections. The question that arises now is Congress so different than the DMK in the state of Tamil Nadu that he can align with the Congress now? Let's look at what the Congress is saying in an effort to justify their stance today. So this is Praveen Chakravarti of the Congress saying this support is based on certain principles. There should be no alignment with communal forces. BJP should not have any role directly or indirectly in the government. The government must uphold secular values and the constitution. Fine, they're taking that line. But again, is this sufficient to break away from an alliance that has served them so well for the past 20 years or so and actually has helped Congress governments at the center as well? Is this enough? Are they also not accepting the BJP charge that actually Congress doesn't have their own ideology or vision and principles? The only thing that matters to them is that BJP should be kept out. Mind you, this is happening in a state, this is being used in a state where BJP has a lone MLA this time around. So what is the DMK saying? DMK meanwhile is furious with the Congress expectedly. They have backstabbed the people of Tamil Nadu. The reasons cited by them are not convincing. This is a very short-sighted, myopic stand taken by the Congress, which they will regret. Perception is, says A. Sarvanan of the DMK, that Congress cannot be trusted. And that message will go, regrettably for the Congress, to other India Bloc alliance members as well. And BJP, finally, BJP is laughing off the India Bloc as we speak. This is the last rites of India Bloc, says Shehzad Poonawalla. Alliance is falling apart like a pack of cards. There is nobody whom the Congress has not deceived. The India Alliance never had any mission or vision. So are they right too? Meanwhile, another question is, can Vijay's government survive? If he doesn't get the numbers in time, there are some but not very encouraging past examples of how minority governments have managed in the past. Of course, there are some examples from the centre. The Congress government under PV Narasimha Rao in 1991, it was the largest party with 232 seats, but short of the 268 majority mark. Having said that, they took support as far as some of the other parties are concerned and managed to continue their government for a full term, propped up with the support of smaller parties and independents. Then, of course, at the national level was also the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government of 1998. It was short of majority by 90 MPs, formed a coalition government. But again, this one didn't last very long because AIADMK famously withdrew support and government lost the confidence vote by just 1 MP number. So they lasted only 13 months. Then, of course, is the AAP first government in Delhi in 2013. Kejriwal's party won 28 of the 70 seats. So they had to take support of not just some of the smaller parties like Janata Dal and independents, but also 8 Congress MLAs to form their first government. But that government, of course, broke down under its own contradictions and lasted only for 49 days. Let's take a look at some of the more recent examples. BJP government in Maharashtra in 2014, mind you, emerged single largest party with 122 seats short of the 145 majority, but managed to complete its full term propped up by the outside support from the Sharad Pawar-led NCP at that time. What happened in Karnataka? BJP government in Karnataka in 2018, Yediyurappa fell short by 8. in that 112 majority assembly. He had to quit. He was sworn in, but he had to quit before a trust vote, and that lasted just 3 days. Could Vijay face a similar situation? Well, that remains to be seen. And more recently, BJP government in Maharashtra in 2019, post the split with the Shiv Sena, the BJP went ahead and formed a government with Ajit Pawar of the NCP, but the entire party was not on board, and the chief minister, the deputy chief minister, had to quit before a scheduled floor test. That again lasted only 3 days. So that's the big question, whether Vijay can last for his full term or a majority of it if he doesn't manage the numbers on his side. With that, we come to the big question that we're asking today. Congress dumping the DMK for Vijay. Is this a principled stance as they are claiming, or is this just being power hungry? That's coming up with our guests.
We will be the part of new government. We will not just support from outside. We will be taking a responsibility, and we'll be taking also the accountability of the new government.
See, that is why we call this backstabbing. You are in fully. This half-hearted attempts should not have been made. That is what I'm saying. I think the Congress is going to review this decision.
பட் எங்களை பொறுத்த மட்டும் ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியுடைய நிலை என்பதை அரசியல் விவகார குழு முடிவெடுத்திருக்கிறது. எங்களை பொறுத்த மட்டும் பிஜேபி வரக்கூடாது தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு.
TVK has made the request formally through a letter.
DMK has also said that Congress is a backstab. India Alliance never had mission vision. It was only about ambition for position, corruption, commission, and obsession against Modi ji that they came together.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, reports suggest the swearing-in is unlikely tomorrow morning. As of now, sources from Tamil Nadu Lok Bhavan say the governor isn't convinced with the numbers just yet. Remember, TVK has 107 of their own plus 5 from the Congress that they've got the support openly from. But TVK needs to have that magic number of 118 to be able to form the government. So what we've been told so far is that the governor has indicated that he doesn't trust the numbers fully right now. He's not convinced with the numbers fully right now. And he could ask the TVK to get that 118 on paper before that swearing-in is allowed. But as we have seen through the day, the preparations for that swearing-in are already underway. Let's also go across to our guest joining us. How does the Congress and the DMK really look at this splitting of the alliance after having served both sides and both parties so well over the years? SRS Ibrahim, spokesperson of the Congress, with us. Also Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, political analyst who leans towards the DMK. Our other experts will also be joining us in just a bit. So, SRS Ibrahim, I want to begin with you. You've heard what the DMK has said on record: myopic, backstabbing, unreliable. The Congress, the perception in the India bloc is that the Congress is not with you when you need them the most. How will the Congress justify this? Yes, SRS Ibrahim, if you can hear me, go ahead. All right, let's go across to Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, who's the political analyst, leans towards the DMK. The Congress is saying that this is to keep communal forces out of any backdoor entry in governance in Tamil Nadu. Are you convinced?
No, not at all. These are some kind of tricks they want to go ahead while they want to walk away from this alliance, which stood strong even when Mr. Rahul Gandhi had 99 defeats under his belt. So that is called political morality, because DMK, when it comes to Vajpayee government, when Madam Jayalalitha made sure to make it collapse during 1999, it gave away his own support and followed the coalition dharma. The Lakshman Rekha line has not been breached at any given point of time. by the DMK for its sake. Having said that, whether the DMK had done anything which can oppose Congress' image on a national level, when the entire statehood, when the entire regional party called Mr. Rahul Gandhi with another name, the only chief minister of Tamil Nadu, who is the one who made sure to give Mr. Rahul Gandhi the image he is being recognized, he should be reckoned as a PM candidate. So that kind of morality, that kind of principle, and that kind of ideological shift is there with the DMK at any given point of time, right from its inception during now period. But the Congress, which always wanted to go out of the alliance even before the poll, by some kind of Mr. Manikam Thakur, Madam Jyoti Bani, and Mr. Praveen Chakrabarti, who always wanted to create a rift. But we understood that it is under Mr. Rahul Gandhi's nose right now, because we have been under perception that these kind of MLAs, MPs are saying their own terms and own insinuations and their own aspirations have been cast upon. But that is not true. Now we are very much clear that this was happening under Mr. Rahul Gandhi's nose. When he can do these kind of backtracking, backstabbing, and kind of side-wing politics, which is not good for his own political image, not only for the political image, but for the secular politics, which he wanted to impose across India. But when you are not even handling the righteous party like DMK in its own spirit, one thing I want to say, make it clear, political indifferences are different, political win and gain is different, losing is different, and when it comes to a functional democracy. But when you have a steadfast alliance with that kind of credibility, is always make what kind of leader you are. Now, by moral, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Congress party led down the DMK, and they will never ever gain the trust of Mr. M.K. Stalin and the people of Tamil Nadu.
So this is now done. They can never come together again, and DMK will obviously not be seen together with the India Alliance at the national level.
India Alliance have collapsed as of now because no one other than Mr. M.K. Stalin have backed Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the India
Alliance.
Alliance.
Well, I think
so
you have
far.
a point there, but I'm going to delve into the India Alliance future in just a bit. You know, you mentioned Jyoti Mani. We've heard from other Congress leaders in the past. Manikam Tagore was on this show when this entire rumor about Congress not being happy with DMK was going around. But Jyoti Mani today, Harish has said, alliances forming and breaking is only natural. Even DMK before 2014 parliamentary elections expelled Congress from the alliance. Keeping in mind the welfare and future of Tamil Nadu, we are compelled to take this stance, and we don't expect a certificate of good conduct from our leader, Rahul Gandhi, from anyone. We have that graphics, let's not play that out as well. Yes, Harish, she's saying this happens.
Explain? I will explain. There is, in politics, in any coalition dharma, there is a pre-poll and a post-poll alliance. Whether the pre-poll alliance have done any consequences, whether the consensus has not been met and they are parting apart is different. And a post-poll alliance, having said that, the DMK, along with the coalition, went for election just 1 week or 10 days back. And the entire people of Tamil Nadu wanted to bring back the DMK coalition partners along with Congress, VCK, CPI, CPM, etc. And they voted for that kind of coalition. And you have gained the mandate with that kind of coalition, and coming and finishing the election has been lost by the complete coalition partners. And you want to go ahead and shift your entire mandate, which is given for that particular coalition, and taking that to another party. What kind of game you are going to set across? What kind of moral you have? That is not the mandate which has been given by the people of Tamil Nadu. If they wanted to choose TVK over the DMK and Congress alliance, they wouldn't have given the Congress the 5 seats in the first place.
But when Shiv Sena broke away from the BJP, despite fighting the elections with them, at that time, alliance parties had no problem coming together. Congress came together with the Shiv Sena UBT faction, and NCP also came together to form a government. Then it was okay.
What kind of horse trading is happening in Bihar or Maharashtra?
No, I'm talking about when in 2019, BJP and Shiv Sena won the mandate together. Despite winning, one of their alliance members shifted and went along with the opponents against whom you fought the elections. At that time, DMK didn't seem to object.
No, we are particular with our regional politics. We want to make sure what we stand for, what our ideology stands for. We don't get into other regional politics. Whether we are campaigning for a secular front, that is fair enough.
Okay.
But we don't get into any morality or any functionings of that particular state at any whatsoever is concerned. We haven't done that enough. We haven't done so far. We will not doing it as a party which stands for state autonomy on its basic principles.
S.S. Sriram is political analyst also with us. How would this be seen in Tamil Nadu? Would the DMK vote bank, the Congress vote bank actually see this as backstabbing, as the DMK calls it? Or will they see Congress doing the right thing of supporting the person who has won the new mandate in Tamil Nadu?
Good evening. At least in Tamil Nadu, as some of us have been saying that the DMK was actually, suffocating their alliance partners, calling it an indie bloc, which is convenience normally. But most of these parties were fuming for their rights. So, in fact, on the day of election, I even said to some of the channels that no matter what the result be, there will be an exodus from DMK alliance, and that is exactly what has happened. Now, Congress, obviously, it's a golden opportunity. Since they lost power in 1967, they could never, ever come to power in Tamil Nadu. What better opportunity other than this given by Vijay? Not just that it was elected by the people of Tamil Nadu. I completely agree with Mr. Ibrahim that the mandate was for DMK, the so-called for them, the Congress who were advocating Dravidian model. And they got all these 5 MLAs, which I cannot, ignore, and have now jumped the ship because they're going to get ministries. So it's an opportunistic politics. That's how people will look. And Congress has not done anything great to Tamil Nadu. I think Mr. Vijay should have this in mind. They were in power from 2004 to 14. They did nothing for Tamil Nadu. They blocked the Jallikattu, calling it as a barbaric, game. They did not release the, Kaveri Tribunal order, which was supposed to be notified, were stalled for 5 years just for the sake of Karnataka. They brought in that methane and in all sorts of nonsense in the Delta region. There were 600 fishermen were killed by the Sri Lankan army forces. 176,000 Tamilians were killed in Sri Lanka. The same team, the DMK and Congress, did this to Tamil Nadu. And Vijay, if he is now going to take this Congress, which is as same as it's the two sides of the same coin, and I'm sure something that he has to answer in the days to come.
No, interesting point you made, and that made that point at the start. Exactly who has compromised here? Will Vijay be seen as not going ahead with that same establishment voice that he was against? He won the mandate because he was seen as someone challenging the establishment. How can Congress come together with him? Tehseen Poonawalla is with us, and be justified to be part in a new government when the mandate was not for the Congress or the DMK?
May I reply to that?
Absolutely. Yes, sure.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Look, the mandate was anti-DMK. The mandate was for change. And since Vijay wants support from Congress, we are duty bound to help the government of the people of Tamil Nadu fulfill their dreams and their aspirations, number one. As long as Vijay does not ally with anyone from the NDA who is associated with the BJP. We are absolutely clear on that. What is wrong in that? It is our duty to support the people of Tamil Nadu.
But the verdict wasn't for you. You were effectively the DMK and Congress together combined. How can you now say, the verdict is against DMK? Weren't you part of the government?
So what happened was, if you, CNN News 18 broke the story. Actually, several people, Vijay had reached out to Congress before the elections.
But that's all gone.
Yes, of course. But I'll just give the history. I totally agree with that's all gone. But Congress would have got much more seats had they gone with Vijay. It is because of DMK that the anti-incumbency.
How are we to know that?
Because
we can't prove that.
No, we can't. Because sir, don't talk in between. It's not right. Because the seats went because they went with DMK. And it is because Udayanidhi Stalin's bratish behavior is gone. But see, Rahul Gandhi is somebody who wins.
No, one second. You fought the elections with them. Now you're calling Udayanidhi Stalin bratish.
As a political analyst, I feel
nobody forced the Congress to align with the DMK before the elections.
Let me explain.
Sir, not good. Sir, not
one
good.
second. Can I just?
Not good, not good,
One
not
second. Harish, I'm going to come back to you because I think.
Just 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds.
One second. I'm not in Congress, I'm a political analyst, but I'm just talking. I went with DMK for the benefit of the people of Tamil Nadu. I'm going with Vijay for the benefit of the people of Tamil Nadu.
How convenient, isn't it?
No, I'm only going for the benefit of the people of Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely
Nothing else.
Okay, so
the people of Tamil Nadu are guiding me.
Today, Harish, you can go ahead. I just want our, my team also to show how the Congress has invited that backstabber tag, because they get the benefit. The Congress candidates got the benefits of the DMK vote all of these years and won, MLAs, even MPs. The UPA was given stability by the DMK for 10 years with their parliamentary strength and regional backing. In Lok Sabha 2019, UPA tally rose by DMK's sweep of 38 out of 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. And there have been consistent gains for the Congress at the national level and at the local level because of repeated wins in Tamil Nadu with the DMK, of course, in 4, 9, 2019, 2024. So how can you suddenly wake up to say, oh, this wasn't working for us? Harish?
Yeah, the loyalty is a virtue, and the Congress fails to make sure that they are loyal enough, even after doing such things. 1 second, loyal,
let him
Mr.
finish.
Tejasin, sir?
Sorry, sir.
So if he was saying Mr. Udaynidhi has brought up, then how can we call Mr. Rahul Gandhi as a clean guy? Whenever the parliament functions, whenever the election happens, he is not there to be seen in India. We are not making those kind of comments as of our old ex-Congress friend have made sure. But we don't want to get into all those kind of dirty tricks. If you want to go ahead and outside, go, please. Let the clutters be changed. But having said that, if you have dare enough to say that, we would have, if you would have gone along with TVK before the election, we would have got much more seat. Then now, even now, you don't have to worry, my friend, Mr. Tejasin. You have another step to go ahead and resign all your 5 seats of MLA, get your MPs resigned, go ahead and face the election along with your TVK.
Because they got DMK votes.
No. Whatever DMK got is because of Congress voters. And Congress contested less seats. Congress lost because of DMK.
Congress is a minority player.
That's
in the
okay.
alliance
But
with Tamil
that's
Nadu.
10% vote share, it's come down to 3 because of them.
Can I come in here, please?
2% votes in Tamil
And just
Nadu,
one line on loyalty.
And they don't have...
Only one line on loyalty.
Okay, one by one.
Only one line on loyalty.
10 seconds.
Just one line on loyalty.
Mr. Sriram, I'm coming to you
Sriram
next.
sir, just one line.
Mr.
Sriram sir, I'll give you a good
Yeah.
line. Sriram sir, one line. You have a beautiful name, sir. Only one line on loyalty. The loyalty of the Congress party should only be to the welfare, development and progress of the people of Tamil Nadu. Period.
But win a mandate on your own if you want to deliver that. You can't piggyback on other people
No.
and change your sides
DMK piggybacked on Congress and Congress lost seats. Had they gone with Vijay, they would have gained more seats.
Harish, I'll come back to you on that. Mr. Sriram.
I would humbly request you to please check your vote percentage in Tamil Nadu.
3%.
You are hardly 4%. Today,
that's what I said.
thanks to DMK, you have 12 MPs.
No,
Don't
sir.
forget that.
They
You
got
don't
MPs
forget
of
that.
Rahul Gandhi.
Oh
Rahul
my
Gandhi
God.
in
Oh
Lok
my
Sabha is the
God.
bigger leader.
And I think the DMK deserves.
No,
DMK
sir.
deserves
Lok Sabha,
to
Rahul
have a
Gandhi is the bigger
party
leader.
like Congress as their partners who were against BJP.
No.
Let them learn a hard lesson that BJP would have any day better partner than this ungrateful
sir.
Congress,
One second.
which
One
normally
second.
ditches all the alliances, calling itself an India bloc.
You know, that question
Indie bloc,
is... No, that question
Indie
is a
bloc.
fair one. I asked that at the top of the show. If the Congress was also to form its alliances saying, oh, this is what the mandate is now, we'll go with this person. This is what the mandate is, we'll go with this person. Then where is the ideology again? You have proven the BJP right by saying your only contention is we want to keep BJP out. That too in a state like Tamil Nadu where BJP is hardly a player. No, Praveen Chakravarti has said this today. We don't want the BJP to get a backdoor entry. This is
Or
why
NDA.
we're coming. Or NDA. NDA is what? NDA is BJP.
No,
Sanjeev Srivastava.
ADMK.
Sanjeev Srivastava.
ADMK cannot to power either. They have only 47 MLAs.
Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, is also joining us. I want to take his view. Sanjeev Srivastava, has Congress now kind of proven that BJP charge correct, that their only philosophy, their only vision for India is keep BJP out. For that, they can ditch even their long-standing alliances.
Well, if I was a congressman, which I am not, but if I am just an outsider, I don't find anything wrong with the Congress's stand. They are just being pragmatic. if had the DMK won or had the DMK done better, then they would have stuck together. Now the DMK has lost fair and square and completely beaten. Now the choice is Congress to lick its wounds with DMK, sit outside, let AIADMK or some party break Vijay's party and see all that drama unfold. And Vijay has all along said that he's a pro-Congress mindset leader, even before the elections. So this is pragmatic politics. What do you do? In today's India, had they not done it, we would have been doing more shows. That what do they think of themselves? What is this sitting on some ideological rut which nobody bothers about? At least they are doing something sensible, and they are doing something sensible in a sensible manner, leaving the decision to state unit, trying to maintain relations with DMK, which will be very difficult going forward. But in the next Lok Sabha elections, if this kind of arithmetic poll outcome has played out in Tamil Nadu, maybe Vijay is likely to get more seats. So we don't know what future holds. But to side with the winner in a politics is not such a bad deal. As long as the winner
as long
is
as you
also
project yourself
against
as an alliance and a party which works on pragmatism, fair enough. But then don't sit on your moral high ground and say, oh, we have ideology, we have principles, but the BJP and the NDA don't have.
They don't?
No, SRS Ibrahim of the Congress party is also joining us. A little bit late, sir, but happy to have you. How would you,
thank you so much.
Praveen Chakravarti has said this is solely to keep the NDA and the BJP hands off the next government in Tamil Nadu. But is that justification enough to ditch your pre-poll alliance partner just because this time you couldn't win with them? You won many elections with them, Lok Sabha and Assembly. But to completely ditch them and put the entire India alliance in peril, is that justified?
So the problem is that everybody is talking about the justification of the party alliance which has been made. It's just for around, we have contested around, I didn't think so. It's been 20 years before itself it was there. But everything is being calculated in the matters of elections and the calculation of numbers. And the problem is that right now we have the number which cannot be done with the, it's purely is a hung assembly which is being made from TVK. So the problem is that already we have a confidence with TVK party that the party can shook up the Tamil Nadu government and it will make up good things. But the problem happened right now is hung assembly. If at all they have been given a clear mandate, there will not be support from the Congress. We will not be raising our hands to give a hands towards
but why? Can
TVK.
I ask you, Mr. Ibrahim, can I ask you, before the elections, we also had this whole section of the Congress in Tamil Nadu saying, oh, you know, DMK hasn't served us correctly, hasn't treated us correctly, we should move on. Why are you so unhappy with the DMK? Just tell us now.
See, the problem is that it's not about only the DMK. The problem is that it's not about only the Congress. Every problem depends upon the total alliance. The alliance is the matter. How the major party, for example, in the calculation of Tamil Nadu, regional party is the head of the our alliance is DMK. So the DMK want to treat us in a good manner, like a proper gentle one. But there was a miscalculation. For example, the DMDK doesn't have a good percentage of vote. They have been given a one Rajya Sabha and multiple MLA seats. It will affect the direct alliance in the matters. If example VCK was around, it's been if I'm not wrong, around 2 MLA election they were in, but they were not given a correct places. So that made everything to disassemble.
All right, Harish Ibrahim, please respond to this. You didn't treat the Congress well. Now they've got an opportunity.
It's not only Congress. It's not only Congress. It's not only the problem of Congress.
Okay, because other alliance partners, no, you make an interesting point. Other alliance partners of the DMK could also desert the DMK and go with TVK purely because you didn't treat them well enough. You thought you had, you know, unending power and you didn't give your alliance partners enough opportunity. Harish.
As of now, Congress is in an existential crisis and they want to level against all these kind of shitty arguments for the sake of going and joining with the TVK post-poll alliance by making a post-poll alliance, by backstabbing the pre-poll alliance. Having said that, whether the proposed move is beyond loyalty,
where is the word backstabbing? I don't know. I don't think so, backstabbing, because from the 2006 we were there.
I'll finish. I'll finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if it is not a backstabbing to you, if it is a generous move for you, then so be it. Keep it. Make your generous move. Step down from the 5 MLA seats. Step down from the MP seats where you have been with the DMK coalition. You don't even have under 2% of vote share in Tamil Nadu. Without even a booth level committee, there has been all the Congress party workers. There is no Congress party workers, the DMK party workers. We don't want to level all these allegations as of now because we want to keep it, we want to under the carpet. We want to keep all those things under the carpet.
Why?
If you want
Why?
to make sure
It's all done.
They don't want to
You can say it now.
the problem is that is what our morality is. That is what our principle is. If you want to go ahead and drag it up by bringing all those things, like stating that the pre-poll alliance was not this and that after now, then it wouldn't be nice. It would be looking nice for
Sanjeev Srivastava wanted to comment.
I just wanted to raise a completely separate issue. Because your tickers are telling me some other story that the governor is unsure about Vijay's strength.
Numbers, yes.
No, this is a set precedent. He's the single largest party. The alliance with Congress together is just 4 or 5 numbers short of a clear majority. Why are these doubts? There are certain set democratic parliamentary principles in our country. The governor needs to invite him, ask him to prove his strength on the floor of the House. Rather than discussing why Congress has supported Vijay, the bigger issue is why is governor hesitating, if he is hesitating at all, in inviting Vijay to take oath and prove his majority in 10 days, 15 days, 1 week or whatever time he decides.
No point.
That's, I think, a much bigger story. That I think is a much bigger story than these charges.
No, but we haven't heard the final word from the governor's office. I'm also getting a quote from one second. I'm getting a quote from A. Raja right now, prominent DMK MP. He has slammed the Congress for going ahead with the alliance, saying Congress killed political ethics and decency. So there you have it. Harish was holding his tongue, but I think his leaders are going ahead now. Yes, Tessin, you want to comment on that?
A. Raja is the same gentleman who was 2G? Acha, take it. Ethics.
Now 2G comes in.
I don't know.
I can't imagine the unraveling of this alliance.
But no, Harish, not once I spoke in between. Harish,
let India know. Let the country know.
But wasn't the Congress saying he has been absolved of all the charges of 2G?
Absolutely, yes.
How times change? Okay,
I'm just asking you.
Not at the same time, please.
It's very unfair.
Not at the same time.
I never speak.
Please finish quickly.
No. See, Harish, behave decently. Come on.
Yaar,
Let
go
the
ahead,
viewers
go
hear.
ahead.
Look, just 2 points out here. Number one, that I am only loyal to the people of Tamil Nadu. This is the first point. Now, let's say the second point. The Congress has made it extremely clear that DMK must remain a part of the India alliance. At a national level, the common enmity and for the good of Bharat is to fight the BJP NDA. At the state level,
Tamil Nadu, what are you fighting the BJP?
No,
they barely have anything.
At a national level. At the state level, because DMK has been rejected, the Congress has to fulfill the aspirations of the people of Tamil Nadu. What is wrong? In fact, DMK should welcome it. My suggestion is, Stalin sir should call up Rahul sir, the two should talk, and it is this. But you know, because this is a Gen Z election, just one line. Because it's a Gen Z election, the problem with DMK is, DMK thinks it's in a situationship with Congress. You know what it does? In Delhi, it says we are in a relationship. In Tamil Nadu, it acts toxic. That's not how. We are... People in Congress are very committed. They're the most committed people. They don't break alliances. Therefore, you must respect us.
Harish, one second. I have to move on to the larger implications nationally, but Harish, I'll give you 30 seconds. I think you deserve it.
Thursday. This is the end of Indie Bloc, and Mr. Stalin was the only face who made sure to put across all the Indie Bloc regional players in place.
Really?
But having said that, the entire Indie Bloc has collapsed with all the backstabbing by the Congress. Take it from here. Madam Mamata Banerjee, Sir Mr. M.K. Stalin, Arvind Kejriwal and Akhilesh Yadav will make sure to form an informidable alliance against the BJP.
Okay.
Not along with Congress, which always...
Speaking of the India alliance, I want to shift on and bring you some more perspective on that, because the Congress's decision to back Vijay has marked a major strain within the alliance, one that goes beyond Tamil Nadu now. At its core, the India bloc was conceived as a unified front against BJP, built as much on optics as it was on arithmetic. That image of cohesion has taken a major hit when a central player like the Congress chooses to realign in a key state. It sends a signal that the alliance is not as structurally bound as it may have appeared. For the DMK, the shift is not merely strategic, it is deeply political and emotional. Years of partnership have been set aside in favor of a new formation. This is not just about Tamil Nadu. Other regional parties observing this episode are likely to reassess their own equations with the Congress now. If the perception settles in, future negotiations within the India framework could become more cautious, even more transactional, with Congress losing its bargaining powers. Congress has framed its decision in ideological terms, emphasizing the need to keep BJP out of power. Yet in practice, it has replaced one ally with another, signaling that what matters more is practicality. So Congress can no longer take the high moral ground on how it does politics versus the BJP, for example. That's for one. In fact, just after these recent state elections, the Congress has taken two very different stances with their India bloc allies. In Bengal, Rahul Gandhi has come out in full support of Mamata Banerjee, backing her vote chori charge, even as other TMC leaders from within are actually accepting the mandate from the public and realizing their mistakes. In Tamil Nadu, Congress has ditched their alliance partner just because they didn't get the mandate this time and have conveniently aligned with the winner. Why these double standards? Congress actually fought against Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, but she gets support from Rahul Gandhi and not Stalin, with whom they actually fought the elections in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu itself was once seen as one of the more stable pillars of the India bloc, and the Congress-DMK partnership offered both electoral strength and ideological clarity. That anchor has now loosened. In its place emerges a more fluid arrangement centered around the TVK, a relatively new political force. So question remains, will the other regional parties trust the Congress now? RJD and SP surely will be taking a note, especially SP. With UP elections coming up next, the others already are, in their own precarious positions as far as their own regional politics is concerned. In fact, the alliance has only been unraveling since its formation in 2023. From the HAM in 2023 itself to RLD, JDU, Apna Dal in 2024 before the general elections, to the Aam Aadmi Party fighting alone in elections and JMM also switching off. The bloc is no longer what it used to be and never really functioned as what it was meant, because various parties have refused to share seats in their respective states. So, could this spell a death knell for this alliance? Let's take that to our guest. Is the India bloc even existing anymore? Our guests continue to be with us. We're also waiting for a BJP representative. But Mr. Ibrahim, I begin with you. Harish Ibrahim says the India bloc is as good as dead. That's a reality, right? You would at least concede that after what has happened in Tamil Nadu.
See, ma'am, I want to continue the point with a very clarification and the one thing. See, if at all the thing is a real backstabbing, they have started to the spit on the faces, like they want to show the decency, like they want to make the India bloc divided into 3 parts or 4 parts. They have started their own version that they will thinking that in scrutinizing the another regional parties, they are thinking that they will come out from the India bloc. It is a nullifying fact. I don't think so it will work out, because the Rahul Gandhi had a clear structure, and every regional party had a clear structure, that is to make not to stand with BJP and the ideology of BJP. That is the problem.
Not standing with the BJP still has to mean something as